Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are?
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And this week's geeky things include a whole bunch of DC things, a whole bunch of Avatar things, and this week we are counting down while we're deciding what is the greatest Christmas special / episode of all time. That's right. We did movies last week. This week we're getting a little Nickelodeon with it. You know what I mean? Will Hey Arnold make the list? It makes me cry like a baby every fucking time.
Will Bluey make the list?
Oh, man. These are all good questions. Questions that we'll find out later, because this is the Hopefully Awesome Show, our weekly podcast where me and Maggie talk about all the nerdy things that happened this week, dissect it, talk about it a little bit, and have a little bit of fun along the way. If this is your first time watching, thank you for stopping by. Keep in mind that you can watch this on YouTube, or you can listen to it on your favorite podcast platform if you would like. But enough of that. Now it's time to get into the news. It's time for the news.
Good news, everyone.
That would be good. We need to add that. I think here's what my plan is. We get a soundboard, a bigger soundboard.
I agree.
And like we just
do all the sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. And like it's like the pads. We just put like the little boom.
Yeah. Great news, everyone.
Oh man, we could bring back the Tim Allen. That was one.
And the Sailor Moon laugh.
Yeah, the Sailor Moon laugh. That was another good one.
Yeah.
I forget what some of the other ones were.
Tim Allen, that. Oh.
What?
It was a toy. What was it? It was from a commercial. It was a game.
Crossfire?
Crossfire.
I forgot we had that.
It was Crossfire. Crossfire.
I forgot we had that.
And like it was like basically the whole commercial on one button.
Jesus.
Crossfire.
For those who don't know, we used to do a live Twitch show.
Every Saturday.
It was not great.
And what's even crazier is that we'd mow our lawn before doing it, all with no breakfast in our system, and we felt like we was losing our minds.
It's true. It sucked ass.
Yeah.
So now we're back.
Fun times.
And speaking of being back, story number 1, DC films. All right, everybody, listen. It's been a nice month, very, very minimal DC talking. It's been great. We just got to bask in the glory of James Gunn taking over. Zaslav was putting his head back up his ass, and we were all able to just,
everybody's
relax.
able to breathe.
Henry Cavil was going to be Superman again, and the world was better.
A little bit better.
And now this past week, everything went to shit, Maggie.
Yep.
It all just went to shit. I gotta tell you. All right.
People aren't happy.
I was looking at these stories all week, and I was like, fuck. Like, what I do during the week, for those who don't know, when I find a news story that I think may make it on the show, I go ahead and save the link over on my Google Keep file, right? And then at the end of the week, I go in and like, okay, well, which ones do we want? By the end of this week, I had about 9 DC links, and like each one like would reference another one. So I'm gonna read through this, okay? And we'll take breaks like we always do. But just know that there'll be some stories that will start like the whole story is encompassed by the Hollywood Reporter. Okay. But during that story, there'll be offshoots to other websites. And I will try to tell what each website is that it goes to. So, because we want to make sure we give everybody their props for doing that stuff. So, here is the first of DC Roundup. What a fucking week. All right. So, via Boris Kitt at The Hollywood Reporter, DC movies hit turning point. Again, this is The Hollywood Reporter. Definitely suggest everybody go check them out for sure. They really did a great job breaking this down. Let me bring this over a little bit. New DC Studios head James Gunn and Peter Safran are in the final stages of prepping their multi-layer plan ahead of next week's pivotal presentation to Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. Details of several possible paths forwards are trickling out, and at least one path not being taken has also been revealed. Details of several possible paths forward are trickling out, and at least one path...
You already read that.
Wait, it just doubled. Sorry, I think I hit paste too many times. Multiple sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward and is considered dead in its current incarnation. Sources say that Jenkins recently submitted her treatment, co-written by Jeff Johns, and that Gunn and Safran, as well as Warner Brothers Pictures co-chairs and co-CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy, broke the news to the filmmaker, telling her the project, as it stood, did not fit in with the new but still unfolding plans. Now we're going to the wrap. From the wrap, DeLuca and Abney spoke to Jenkins first and communicated that they didn't get the treatment, didn't think it was the right direction for the franchise, and asked Jenkins if she would consider pitching something else for the IP in another direction. According to one insider, Jenkins refused and let DeLuca and Abney know, quote, know they were wrong, that they didn't understand her and didn't understand the character and didn't understand character arcs and didn't understand what Jenkins was trying to do. Didn't know what. To underscore her point, according to the first insider, Jenkins sent an email to DeLuca that ended with a link to the Wikipedia definition of character arc. Sorry, that's fantastic. I'm sorry.
That's kind of ironic.
What do you mean? Because of what happened in 84? Yeah, we'll get there, Maggie. Jenkins was told that if she wanted to come back and pitch a different direction for Wonder Woman, the studio would hear it. She stood firm to her vision and responded that if they didn't want to do her treatment, she wasn't going to do a different one and would instead just move on to her next film. Jenkins especially didn't want to hear what newly installed DC chiefs Gunn and Safran had to say, even though they had nothing to do with the decision to not move forward with her version of Wonder Woman 3. Quote, she just doesn't want to allow them to have a seat at the table to have an opinion on something new that she might come up with, the insider added. Sorry. The studio hasn't killed the Wonder Woman franchise altogether, and Gal Gadot is still attached to the role at this point. The studio has yet to discuss with Gadot how she feels about continuing as the Amazonian warrior without Jenkins and hopes she wishes to stay on. On Tuesday, Gadot tweeted, a few years ago, it was announced that I was going to play Wonder Woman. I've been so grateful for the opportunity to play such an incredible, iconic character, and more than anything, I'm grateful for you, the fans. Can't wait to share her next chapter with you. So that's the end of the first block.
Okay.
Now, I will say later on, I didn't really put it in this spot, but I guess what happened was this Hollywood Reporter article comes out, I think on Monday. And then Tuesday she tweets that. And then Thursday is when this whole bit about Jenkins and how all that shit went down, that came out. So I don't know if she still feels that way, if it was just poor timing. I honestly don't know. I mean, she may just be trying to stake her claim, like, you know, put her stake down like, I'm still Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Which later on we'll talk about Henry Cavill's Superman and possibly trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I had read the same thing about Patty not like straight up refusing to revise anything.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry, you're telling people that they don't know anything about character arc, and you just like slaughtered.
Yeah. I mean, 84, I think we can all agree was just not what any of us were really wanting.
Yeah. I'll say the best thing we got, well, two of the best things we got out of it. I'll say this. Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Loved him. Made me love him even more from The Mandalorian.
I liked his relationship with the child, with his kid.
2, I'll never complain. Put Chris Pine in everything. That's it. Mic drop. Bye.
Except for the way he was brought back into
I know.
it.
I didn't agree with that, but just to see him.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
Made me happy.
Don't get me wrong.
Can't wait for the Dungeon.
And on a certain level, like, it wasn't, I mean, it was bad. It was a bad movie. But I mean, there were aspects of it that were fun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like them flying through the fireworks.
Yeah.
I'm out. That's it. That's all.
That's all Matt's got.
Well, because then I thought
Also
like, oh yeah, there's Cheetah.
And also teaching Chris Pine about the ways of the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like there was a fun little like parallel to the first one of that.
Yeah.
But especially once they start doing all like the stuff wasn't in Egypt. Like a lot of that was just very tone deaf.
Yeah.
Like there was just a lot of bad stuff in that. The cheetah stuff did not work for me. The whole monkey's paw, like just that whole thing, like I don't know. It's like, why was that Maxwell Lord? Was it just to have a name that comic book people would know? Like,
yeah.
I like just none of that was really working for me, you know. I think it didn't work for a lot of people. And then like the ending, like spoiler alert, I guess, for Wonder Woman 84. At this point, you probably know.
Y'all.
But like, doesn't she like find the dude that looked like Chris Pine, or that Chris Pine became?
Yeah.
Like,
took
to
the
me,
place of.
To me, that's stupid. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Night at the Museum 2, when Ben Stiller finds Amy Adams, but it's just a woman that is Amy Adams, but it's not Amelia Earhart that he fell in love with. And it's like, are we supposed to be happy about that? Like, that he can kind of pretend it's the same person? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe, that wouldn't have worked. I was going to say, maybe if it was like Amelia Earhart's like granddaughter or something, but like even that,
work.
yeah.
That would work.
Yeah. It'd still be weird.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Yeah.
But honestly, but here's the thing. Okay, I'm kind of two minds of this. Like, one, I completely agree. Like, if you're going to turn in a treatment and then they'll give you notes and you refuse to give notes, I feel like that's kind of like, maybe you can't be as hard-nosed. Now, there are some people, James Cameron, we'll be talking about him later, that don't take notes. And that's fair. I would say Steven Spielberg, more than likely, does not take notes. And they've kind of earned that, right?
Yeah.
Nothing against Patty Jenkins. Nothing against Patty Jenkins. I don't know if the success of 84 would give her the platform to be able to demand no notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And like, nothing against her being a woman or anything like that. Like, I thought she did great with the first Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
And now, is she still doing the Rogue Squadron?
I think
I thought
so.
For some reason I thought that got canceled. I thought we did a story about it being canceled.
It probably did get canceled.
But so I have that in mind. But then the other thing is like, damn, like this whole thing is just right now DC is having its own like civil war, and I don't know why I didn't see this coming. Like, I should have saw this coming.
Yeah. When
when they first announced that James Gunn was going to take over. I just thought like, oh, lollipops and rainbows, like this is gonna be great. And no, there's still so many people apparently that were doing shit in DC. Apparently, I mean, I wouldn't have known that there was anyone with a plan of any kind for DC once Snyder left, and like now it's like, oh my God, they're just like, they're really asserting themselves as like, we're going to do what we're going to do.
But
If you can either get on board or get the fuck out of the way. But I mean, we're over DC now. And like, I just hate it because it feels like it's going to be a nasty few weeks,
Well, and I say everything will level out eventually.
Yeah,
it's going to be rough
absolutely.
at first. This is all going to be ugly.
And like, basically, especially once we get into James Gunn stuff here in a little bit, like, it definitely seems like, they've really just put everything on pause that they can. Obviously, the 4 movies coming out next year, they can't really stop that.
Do anything about that.
But like everything else that's in any kind of development, they're just like, stop. Just everybody fucking stop. We're going to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
We got the meeting next week. We're going to do that, and then we'll figure out what the fuck we're doing.
This just popped into my brain.
Yep.
Remember the last time I was at my parents' house, I'm like, cable television. Don't get to see that much,
Yeah.
Stargirl.
Yeah. I think it got
so-
canceled.
Yeah. But, like, I guess it was like the last episode or something like that of this season.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot Joe McHale
Yeah.
was in it. I remember Luke Wilson.
We need to watch it.
Yeah. It looked really good.
It's one of those that got away from us because it was on the CW and then it was on DC
Yeah, and
Universe.
CW's app sucks.
Yeah, honestly, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do
Need
it
to
anymore.
burn that thing to the ground.
I blame the CW app for why I stopped watching The Flash. Like,
yes.
I made it through Crisis on Infinite Earths,
we
and
made
that
it
was
through
it. That's as far as I could go, guys. God knows I wasn't going to pay for each episode.
Yeah, and also we used it a lot for Riverdale the first season, and I think that's probably when it started, the hate. And then we started getting into The Flash, and it just got worse.
Yeah. It was not great.
No.
Can't stand it. Anywho, so that's a little bit about Wonder Woman. We've got a lot more to go through on this DC block, a lot more. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
All right. Thank you for that word, Matt and Maggie. So now we will continue on with the DC block. So back to the Hollywood Reporter. The rest of the DC slate remains in flux, or at least is being kept deep in pocket of Gunn's own utility belt. I will say, I try to go through here and clear up like the fun stuff in the reporting, where they're like, oh, this will be a fun play on words. I try to just cut all that shit out, just so we can get through it. And I did not get to clean up this article, so there may be a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't cover. So anyway, in a pocket of Gunn's own utility belt, but there are several rumors and possible scenarios to consider ahead of next week's meeting. The first, which builds on the shuttering of Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3, is the closing curtain of the Snyderverse and the heroes cast by filmmaker Zack Snyder of his Justice League. This one sees the shutting down of Man of Steel 2 with a returning Henry Cavill and having no more Aquaman fronted by Jason Momoa. These characters are to cameo in The Flash, the highly anticipated time travel adventure movie that is due to release on June 16th. Cavill shot his part of the cameo in September, but sources say that there is a debate inside the studio as whether or not to keep the cameo, and if its inclusion promises something that studio would have no plans of delivering. A Warner insider cautions that no plans have been finalized and that The Flash remains an unlocked picture. Of course, when a picture is locked, that means it's done. Like, the final cut's done, ship it out, and it is still not. And it was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Which, I wonder why.
I wonder why.
God help us. I don't know if that movie's ever coming out. The fact that it's still not out, like it's 2023 and we still haven't got it yet. And again, I don't even know if we're gonna watch it, but that's beside what we're talking about. We'll probably watch it, unfortunately. There's just so much. So I get what they're saying. They don't want to keep the Cavill cameo if they're not going to make a Man of Steel 2. And so that's kind of where they're at. And then Jason Momoa, not doing Aquaman anymore, which he comes back up here in a little bit. That's not to say that Momoa won't still be in the DC universe, but we'll dive into that in a minute. I get the idea of here, we're just going to clean stop. We're just going to stop here. This is the end. Mm-hmm. And now here is the DC universe going forward. This is the new DC universe, right?
Yeah.
I get that. I get the desire for that.
Yeah.
One thing they bring up, I didn't put this on here, is how we have 4 movies coming out next year. We've got Shazam 2, Flash, of course, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman 2. And they said in the case of Blue Beetle or Shazam, or honestly, in the case of any of them, what if they're runaway successes? What if they make a couple $1 billion? I mean, probably not, but what if they do? Are we still just not going to, You're just going to close the door on that? Like, Blue Beetle makes a ton of money. You're just
Yeah.
going to be like, no, we're good. I mean, you know, like they're walking into just a
very hairy situation.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I think one of the easiest ways they won't do this, would be to just like put everything on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Don't even release it theatrically.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, here's all the stuff we've made. You should come watch it. And then, but like, that way it's not even in the consciousness anymore. Because I get it. The DC universe is hard enough to understand right now where the fuck we are in the DC universe.
Yes.
Why the fuck is Amanda Waller, this is a bit of a spoiler, why is she calling Superman? You know what I mean? Like, how does she have contact with Superman?
Yeah, that messed with me. I love the moment, but like...
Yeah.
But like, why?
And like, the Justice Society is just there.
Yeah.
And like... I mean, they're just there. Like, they just are there.
Yeah.
And they work for Amanda Waller, too. Like, why is Amanda Waller? Why is it her shoulders the DC Universe is hoist upon, you know? But I get it. I get wanting to just say, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like with Marvel and not being connected to any of the previous Marvel shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, thank God they didn't have to start with, like, a character that had just been done. I mean, I guess the Hulk, technically.
Yeah.
But like, and that did cause some confusion early on. People were trying to say it was a sequel to the Eric Bana stuff. Because I mean, it opens in the same place and the script technically did start as that, but it definitely is not a sequel to that. And so like, I get it. I don't know. It just sucks. This is a shitty situation. And like, I get Gunn wanting to be both of them. I get them wanting to be the architects and have a clear vision, much like a Feige, right?
Yeah.
I get that, but it also sucks that there is some good stuff. Yeah. Like Henry Cavill is a great Superman, you know? If given the opportunity to have like a good, hopeful movie, I think he absolutely could knock it out of the park, you know? But just, I don't know. It's tough. And like Gal Gadot's great, you know.
Momoa, I love him as Aquaman.
Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, I still love that.
Yeah.
But I know that you know, it's just hard, you know. It's like they were building a steam train, and James Gunn is trying to build a bullet train, and like they're trying to like, do we weld the pieces together or do we just tear down all of this shit and just start over?
Yeah.
And like, even if there's good pieces in it, you know. I don't know why I went with a train in that scenario. I don't know much about trains. Yeah.
A house.
Yeah. Okay. Like the first floor is done.
Yeah.
And like, it's wood.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fine, but like, we want to turn it into like a mansion. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about architecture either.
You start out with the foundation of the house. And do we have a good foundation with DC?
It's like we've made a McDonald's.
Because if they think James Gunn and I can't think of his name.
Safran.
Peter
Safran, I think.
If they feel like the foundation's unstable, they're going to take it down and rebuild it all over again.
Like, here's the thing. What about Peacemaker? What a joke. Like,
well, look who's involved. I mean,
but no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Peacemaker's very much in that universe. Yeah. So, I mean, like, is he going to throw out his own baby with the bathwater? Like, and that's what I'm saying.
I mean, they've already, have they shot or?
No, it's just, it's not canceled was the last one. Was that it is not canceled. That was the last word. Which we do have a little bit more from James Gunn later. So maybe that'll help shed some light. So, moving on, the Cavil situation is a more than a little thorny as the actor made a cameo in Black Adam. I guess we're just straight up. I mean, everybody knows it. Everybody already, it's the worst kept fucking secret, right? So sorry that we're spoiling Black Adam a little. It hits HBO Max this month.
Yeah.
I say check it out if you're listening to this and have any desire for DC, I say at least watch it. It's not the worst DC movie by any means. I liked it. The DC-centric movie, it came out on Black Adam. The DC-centric movie released in October. The Monday after the movie opened, Cavil posted a video on Instagram where he announced, "I wanted to make it official, I'm back as Superman." And at that time, he was not incorrect. Warner Brothers was indeed developing a sequel for 2013's Man of Steel and actively meeting with writers. Andy Muschietti, who directed Flash, even expressed interest in sitting behind the camera for something that would have brought a tone similar to the hopeful and heroic colors of the 1978 movie directed by Richard Donner. In fact, the current leadership team at Warner Brothers Pictures, Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abney, did desire one more go-round of the Snyderverse heroes, possibly even having another Justice League movie with those actors. But that was before Gunn and Safran began formulating their new and still in flux plan. Sources tell us Stephen Knott penned a treatment for The Man of Steel 2 in the fall. Unfortunately, it didn't throw Warner executives who gave notes. There's that word again. Before things could go to the next level, which may or may not have included hiring another writer, given Knott's very busy schedule, Gunn and Safran were hired and development promptly ended. Former head of DC Films Walter Hamada was also working on a long-range plan to return Superman and Cavil to the DC cinematic fold. Sources tell us the cameos in forthcoming DC movies of next year would have breadcrumbed to a giant tentpole movie inspired by the now classic Crisis on Infinite Earths comics of the 1980s. And just as the Flash movie was returning Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck in their Batman incarnations, the new movie project would have returned Cavil as Supes. Johnson, however, had his own plans and muscled his own Cavil return. We will talk more about that in just a second. Yeah. They paused Superman 2, Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
Again, I get it. I think there's a lot in this that explains why they're pausing. Like, obviously, we understand at this point the Gunn and Safran are just pausing everything, right? Yeah. Let's pause everything, figure out what we're doing instead of just moving forward with shit and figuring it out on the way. Let's just hard stop, right? Yeah. Which is I think is a smart call. Mm-hmm. I think it doesn't necessarily mean that none of this stuff is going to happen. I think it's just, they threw the brakes on and everybody went flying forward. Yeah. And they just weren't expecting it, right? And I think that's why everything feels like it's in disarray. But I would trust Gunn to know what he's doing. And he loves fans. He loves the fans. Mm-hmm. He's very open on Twitter with the people he talks to.
Anytime he does a Q&A on Twitter, he always answers back just about all the questions that he possibly can.
And he works great with creators. He works great with the actors. Him and the Guardians family are a family, Yeah. So I really don't think he's going to just fuck people over just to fuck people over. I really think if there's any way they can make it work, they will. Yeah. But not for the sake of the story, though. The only thing really out of this left to say is about Crisis on Infinite Earths. We were going to get a fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths movie? What the fuck? It wouldn't have been good. No. First off. No. There's not enough to have made it good.
No, there's no way you could have in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
It would have made no sense.
No, it wouldn't. No. I would almost see a Batverse movie working more than, right? Who would be the Batman to be the center Batman of the Batverse, across the Batverse?
George Clooney.
I was thinking, it could be George Clooney.
I know.
I don't know. Rob Bat and Batterson would be fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, make it Dick Grayson. Make it his Batman.
Chris O'Donnell.
Oh my God. We bring back Chris O'Donnell as Nightwing. Yes. Holy fuck.
Do it.
That would be amazing.
He's on, NCIS?
Is he still pitting around somewhere?
LA? Is it
I thought that dude died.
No, he didn't.
With LL Cool J?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Do you remember that movie where he was like a groom?
Yeah, he's that's called The Bachelor.
Yeah, and all the women in wedding dresses were running after him.
I watched that.
I only ever saw the trailer.
Because I thought he was really cute when I was a kid.
Well, he can go fuck himself. I'm kidding. I always thought him and Rosie O'Donnell were related.
Makes sense.
All right, so
playing you off.
That's it, everybody.
See you, Matt.
That's my time. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Flippity flop. All right, everybody. It's now become anime.
I'm back.
Aw.
I'm back. All right, so
that's what would happen to the show.
I mean, honestly, probably a better show. Let's be honest. Also unlikely is a sequel to Black Adam. Despite the hype surrounding the movie of launching a new corner of DC, a lot of it led by star Dwayne Johnson. Cutting over to Variety. Via Variety, Black Adam has hardly been given a hero's welcome in its box office run, generating just $387 million globally after 7 weeks on the big screen. The film needed to earn around $600 million worldwide to break even and to surpass that lofty benchmark to turn a profit. Yet, box office experts believe Black Adam will stall out less than $400 million globally. Now the movie stands to lose $50 million to $100 million in its theatrical run. Back to the Hollywood Reporter. After the public brouhaha over how much profit Warner's and New Line's Black Adam will eke out, Variety said it would lose money theatrically, but then star Dwayne Johnson hit back, touting a deadline report. This next spot comes from The Rock's Twitter account. Quote, waited to confirm with financiers before I shared this excellent Black Adam news. Our film will profit between $52 million to $72 million. Fact. At almost $400 million worldwide, we are building our new franchise step by step. First, Captain America did $370 million for the DC future. So, it's getting... Johnson hoped to carve out his own piece of the DC pie, but multiple sources say his playing up of a returning Cavil and his own involvement with DC may not be endearing him to the new management. Johnson and Cavil are both managed by Danny Garcia, who is also Johnson's producing partner.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That sounds like another mess.
Dude, I mean, yeah, it is. Like, Jesus. Like, every fucking turn.
Doesn't help that you got the two new dudes like, hey, yeah, we're going to have a plan. And everybody's just like, F you, you know?
Yeah, they're like, I've got my own plan.
And then you got a freaking Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's not going anywhere.
Can you imagine, like, 3 months ago when we first talked about The Rock being head of creative of DC, and like, we were like, this sounds horrible. But then now it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, he did bring Henry Cavill back. Like, I don't know. And like the fact that him and James Gunn are on opposite sides, like, just sucks. And like, yeah, I mean, this is why The Rock's not in Fast and Furious anymore, because, I mean, he didn't want to be, don't get me wrong, but like, he thinks he's right.
Yeah.
And if you don't agree with him, then you're wrong, right?
That's a dangerous way of thinking.
It is, but it's also
In
made him a
situations.
fucking billionaire. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, The Rock is stacked now. Like, he went from a nothing
I know.
college football player,
Yeah.
to now. And like, all props to The Rock. I love The Rock growing up. But like, yeah, you gotta play ball though, unless you don't want to, and then you can't really complain about not playing ball, And I mean, I don't think it's kind of like, okay, here's what DC reminds me of. We'll try this analogy. It's like prison. Okay. Like, James Gunn is the new guy. All right. And he knows. No, the new inmate.
Oh, the new inmate. Okay.
And like, you got to take out the top dog. All right. If you're going to have any type of respect on the first day, you got to find the biggest dude you can, take him down. All right. That's prison. That's prison rules. I know this from the new guy.
Wow.
DJ Qualls taught me everything I know. Okay.
Man.
And Eddie Griffin.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. What a great movie. I'm sure it doesn't stand the test of time. Zoe Deschanel was in that. Anyway, so, the last thing you can do is take shit from anybody. You cannot go in on day one and start taking shit and just be like, yeah, we're willing to work together. Because then you're their bitch, right? And you're always going to be their bitch.
We're a big old family.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's kind of what's happening here. It's like, The Rock. I'm not saying James Gunn is trying to take down The Rock. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that The Rock is asserting his authority and James Gunn is responding with his authority, right? I think it's very calming. Like, I don't think, and James Gunn is doing a great job in his response, which I promise is coming up at some point in this whole block here. But it's just, it's hard. Right? It's just hard. And like The Rock is one of the bankable stars. And so like you don't want to piss him off because then there's all the Warner Brothers stuff that, I mean, just because the DC side of it doesn't work, that can't hurt the whole of Warner Brothers, you know? So it's like, how much leeway does James Gunn have? And honestly, it seems like he has a lot. It seems like Zaslav has seen, you know, he sees Marvel and it's making billions every year. And it's like, all right, if we have to lose The Rock to get Marvel, then that's what we'll do. To turn DC into Marvel, you know? So, I mean, and honestly, God love them. I may be wrong. I typically land on the side of the creators as opposed to the actors, you know? I would love for it to just be on the side of everybody, but typically that's where I land. As long as it's not a dollars and cents thing. Like, make sure it's the vision and the story that it needs to be. That's job number one. I think that's what James Gunn's trying to do. Anyway, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent there. Any other thoughts about the Johnson side of it?
Nah.
I do think it's kind of fucked up that The Rock was like, I'm bringing Superman back. And they're like, well, no, like we got some other stuff in the works. And he's like, fuck it. I'm doing it. I don't care. And I'm going to do it. And then you fuckers are stuck with it because I already did it. And like James Gunn's like, no, we're going to do what we want to do. And I don't give a fuck if you resurrected Adam West and brought him back as Batman. We will do what we want to do, no matter what fuck you put into Black Adam. Now, if Black Adam had made $2 billion, probably a different story. Probably a totally different story. But as of right now, you know, even profiting $50 million is not a success. No. It has to double its budget to be considered a success. So, yeah.
Bye, Lucy.
All right. So, Momoa, this one's shorter, meanwhile, could emerge as a pivotal figure in the new plans.
Heck yeah.
According to several sources.
Oh, yeah.
In one scenario, the actor would wrap up his days as Arthur Curry with Aquaman 2 in 2023, but it would not spell the end of the actor's involvement with DC, with sources saying the actor would lead another movie or franchise. The character of Lobo has been mentioned in connection with Momoa. I tried to look more into this to get like where this first popped up and literally can't find it. I remember seeing something on Twitter. I think it was honestly something as easy as either Jason Momoa posted a picture of Lobo and somebody commented on it, or somebody posted a picture of Lobo and he commented on it. Yeah. I think maybe James Gunn maybe posted a picture of it and Momoa commented on it.
Yeah.
Or maybe James Gunn commented on Momoa's picture of Lobo. I don't know, but that's about all it was. Like there wasn't much deeper to that. Now, in the past, of course, he's talked about liking Lobo and stuff. Here's the thing. They also said in this, they speculated that given Gunn's love for like C and D tier characters, that making Lobo a priority would actually make sense for Gunn. Yes. I could see that. I do not think you hinge an entire universe on Lobo by any means. I mean, that's
the whole
a great
universe on
Lobo's
elongated man. Whole
Maggie,
universe.
Maggie, that was great. That was great.
Put it out.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. The elongated man, of all the people you could have said Plastic Man. You could have said Hawkman. Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, like you went elongated man. I'm so fucking proud of you right now. I've never been more proud of you in my life. The day you gave birth to our daughter was not as proud as I am for you right now. Okay.
Look at me, nerds. I'm a girl that knows stuff.
I just love it. I love it. The elongated man is such a fuck, man. Oh my god. Dude, in The Blackest Night, he was a zombie, and it was fucking weird.
I bet it was.
It was weird.
Isn't Plastic Man like a thief? Also,
no.
Okay.
He's like the Hanna-Barbera version of elongated man.
Didn't I get a Funko Pop of the elongated man or something?
I think you have one of the Plastic Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
You don't get a lot of elongated man stuff.
No.
All right. Like
other than on the Flash.
Except for oh my god. Oh my god.
I cannot believe you forgot about him.
I completely forgot he was on that. Oh my God.
I really like that guy playing him.
Yeah. Which way? Didn't he end up being a creep?
In real life?
Yeah. I could be wrong. He either had a disease or he was a creep. So
I'm going to look at
it. Was just probably, it's terrible.
I can't remember.
Ralph Dibny. That was his name. Yeah, man. The Flash, one thing the Flash did do good was introducing characters and like building story arcs for them within the Flash. Like the Firestorm, that was really good.
Oh, he's sick.
Is he sick? Damn it. I knew it was something.
Oh, wait. Well.
Oh, wait. Is he a creep? Yeah.
Said bad things.
About... is it like racist or sexist?
It's racist and misogynistic.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And also he is sick too. So
a bit of both. All right. So anyway, elongated man. That would be not the Flash elongated man, but yeah, that'd be good. God, it was like they treated him like the Mask though in the Flash. Like,
yeah, they did.
Anyway,
that is weird.
All right. Anything else about Lobo that you want to say?
I could totally see Jason Momoa as Lobo.
Yes, if they do, now they got to do the original Lobo. I swear to God, like they did a new 52 Lobo, and they ended up saying he wasn't the real Lobo, and like the actual Lobo came in and like cut his head off or something.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, when it started, he was supposed to be the actual Lobo, and people hated it so much.
No, he's gonna have the white skin and the black.
I mean, he's basically like an 80s
rock metal
biker, space biker, bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Space bounty hunter biker.
He's almost like if Boba Fett fucked. That's who Lobo is.
Wow. All
right, moving on. All right, so we're still, I don't even know if we're halfway. Part of the plan could entail a truly fresh start and having no baggage from any previous regimes as they set about resetting how DC movies and shows are made. Observers are convinced the plan calls for an interconnected story universe, and there's rumblings of the establishment of a creative brain trust. The brain trust may be already rolling in some capacity as sources say that Safran had in recent weeks been meeting with writers at his Los Angeles home in an effort to hone the presentation, gathering feedback and ideas for the plan. One part that the Gunn Safran agenda seems likely not to touch, at least for now, is the Matt Reeves Batman universe, in which Robert Pattinson dons the cowl of the Caped Crusader. So they're still currently their own microverse.
Don't touch my emo baby Batman.
Their pocket universe. That's what it is.
Universe.
I knew there was a DC thing. It's a pocket universe.
That's
where
my emo baby Batman.
That's where the Legion was hanging out for a long time. It was in a little pocket universe. It's fucking Maggie. If you think all this stuff is confusing, try and read fucking Final Crisis. All right,
You've
told
me.
And Legion of Three Worlds, which was good, but just fucking. I mean. You gotta have Wikipedia pulled up because I mean it's just fucking. I have no idea. I'm sitting here and I'm reading crosses and like, who the fuck is this Western guy? Why is he now in the future with lasers? What the fuck is going on? What is this shit? And then issue 10 hits and it's a fucking banger. But you've already had to read 400 pages of just fucking nonsense, Maggie. There's this guy called the Psycho Pirate. And you're like, why the fuck is he called Psycho Pirate? But it never tells you. It turns out he's like the Silver Surfer for the Anti-Monitor. All right. So, thanks. Any other thoughts about what I just talked about? The brain trust and the cowl for the Cape Crusader.
Brainiac.
God damn it, Maggie. All right.
I'm going to start pulling out all stops right now.
I appreciate it. You know, you hit a home run with the elongated man.
I'm going to do it again.
Let's not try and,
double it.
Oh,
we're going to double it.
Don't double down.
Double down.
All right. So then on Thursday, James Gunn responds to a Hollywood Reporter article on Twitter, and I'm going to read his whole thread here. It was like 5 tweets. So this is all him. I'll tell you when it's not. So, as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. I feel like I'm going to burp. Hang on.
Excuse you. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, everybody. You can probably still hear that. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and Sorry, everybody. Peter and I choose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. A cohesive story across all of those. Sorry, we'll keep going, but we're going to come back to that. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked in DC so far and to help rectify what has not. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the all caps story and in the service of the all caps DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We're giving these characters and stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot of questions to ask and answer. And in the final tweet, he also include painting by Alex Ross from Kingdom Come, which some fucking nerds have already started being like, oh, that's what they're doing. They're doing Kingdom Come.
No, it's
Fuck
not.
you. They're not doing Kingdom Come. That is not the first thing they're going to come out of the gates with and be like, we're going to do fucking Kingdom Come. Maggie, Kingdom Come is insane. All right. It's like it's its own, it was out of continuity. Okay. Like it was. Then it did so good. They were like, well, fuck, I guess it's continuity. And it's like a sequel to like the golden age of Justice League. Not even the silver age. That's like, that one's called Justice.
Is those the paintings that make them
Look real?
real?
Yes.
Okay.
And now I gotta say, it's really, Kingdom Come is fantastic.
Yeah.
Everybody should read it. And if you're not, if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm gonna tell Maggie one little thing about it that's awesome. So Lex Luthor has like his whole group of people, and they're all old. Everybody's old as fuck. Okay. And like I think a ton of people have superpowers. And it's very confusing. There's a restaurant called Planet Krypton. It's supposed to be like Planet Hollywood. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a whole different world. Lois died, and Superman's like super old, and he's like a big fucking farmer now. But anyway, Lex has like his whole crew of people, and he's also old as fuck. And there's this one guy that's like his, I don't know, his almost looks like a butler or like Odd Job. Wasn't that his name? The guy on 007. Like
I think so.
Throws hat and shit. Or not hat. Foot? I don't know. Anyway, I think it was a hat.
It was a hat.
Yeah. So he kind of looks like that, you know, but he's just kind of always standing there and always quiet. And it turns out that at some point, Lex Luthor had abducted Billy Batson and like brainwashed him for his whole life and told him to never speak until finally he unleashes him on Superman when Superman comes back and he says Shazam and becomes Shazam. Like it's grown up adult Billy Batson that was fucking kidnapped by Lex Luthor.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's wild. It's fucking crazy. And like he looks like Shazam because Shazam is the older version of him. And so like when he says Shazam, he just looks
the same.
Yeah, but he's got like his cape and shit. And then it's like a huge fight between them two, Superman and Captain Marvel.
Wow.
Yeah. At the time, he was still Captain Marvel. Yeah. It was really good, but again, it was kind of a tough read. And like, was that the one? I think Green Lantern has I think it's Alan Scott Green Lantern, because again, this is Golden Age, and like the Flash is Jay Garrett, like it's not even Barry.
Yeah, it's not,
yeah. And like the Green Lantern has like his own. He's made a fortress in space out of his ring. Like it's just a green, it's like an emerald. It's like the Emerald City, essentially.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. That whole fucking thing. You need to watch, or you need to read Kingdom Come. Anyway, so they're not going to do that. Obviously, that's not where you start with this.
That's too much.
Like, come on, guys. That'd be like saying, oh, we're going to start with The Dark Knight or Crisis on Infinite Earths.
We're going to, let's see.
Dark Knight Returns is what I was talking about.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of one. All I can think of is
Blackest
Batman. Oh, God.
Everybody's dead.
The death in the family.
Oh my God. Did you know Blackest Night begins with them celebrating, I think it's either called Life Day or something, but it's a celebration across the world of when Superman was killed.
Wow.
Yeah. And like, because he's back to life. And so like
Yeah.
they use that day as a day to remember all the heroes that have passed away. But yeah, so the fact that like I open the book and it's that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, I already love this. Like I didn't know they even talked about Doomsday anymore, you know? Anyway, so yeah, about everything that James Gunn said, the one thing obviously, cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. What do we think that means?
Good luck.
Like, do we think this is going to be like an Animatrix thing where like you literally like it's that connected and like you have to play Enter the Matrix to be able to understand what the beginning
I
of
hope not.
like surely not, right?
I mean, not everything that Marvel does, like where my brain goes to where they say animation, I think about all these shows that these little kids watch, you know, and there's no way
Yeah.
that you can make it all work.
Do you think maybe it's not so much like, because he says cohesive, right? Yeah. And I know we're really picking this apart. Telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. That's so specific. Like the fact that he says story, you know? Because I was going to say maybe he just means like style.
Yeah.
And like themes. Like it's the, you know, like Sony's Spider-Man video game is very much, you know, could be very much in line with the MCU Spider-Man. He's definitely not. It's not the same, but like they're similar in values and themes.
We'll see. Okay, so basically, it's not going to be like, I looked up the definition of it because there's the science word.
Yeah.
And then there's a writing word.
Okay.
And writing, like if you're just sitting down and writing an essay and you're writing a cohesive story, you're making sure like everything's flowing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So therefore, he's just trying to make sure everything's going to make sense. Whether it comes out as an animated movie or a show, somewhere among the mix, when they meet, it's supposed to flow.
But not necessarily together.
Yeah.
Like
it's just going with the flow. Like it's not going to be confusing or anything.
Kind of like how like we got the Snyder cut, and we got like Bat Wheels, and like they're very different, you know, and so like we're saying not necessarily like, God, this is so hard to articulate. Telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. He doesn't say an interconnected story across film, TV, animation, and gaming.
Yeah.
So like I think. I don't believe there's any way that a game like this, the timing it takes to make a game.
Yeah.
And to have it like there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't, I mean, there's delays and then like, you know, imagine if the MCU had a game that had to release in order to push the universe forward. You know?
Let's think back to like the 90s and early 2000s when there was a video game that released with just about every movie.
Fantastic Four had one.
Spider-Man had one.
Spider-Man 2 is fucking
Spider-Man 2
one of the best.
Masterpiece.
Now, it was until the new Spider-Man came out,
yeah.
which just fucking killed it. God.
But to put those games on a level like they are now.
So you think we get like tie-in?
I don't think. No, I'm just saying there's no way.
That you could do that.
They could do that now because like you said, it's so much manpower and there's always delays. Something goes wrong. The software's not working out. And if they release it and there's a gazillion bugs, all you're going to hear is about how this game has a gazillion bugs.
Yeah.
So I think he's just going to make it ebb and flow the best way he can.
Yeah. And almost like a quality control.
Yes.
Like he's trying to make sure everything is up to the level of what it should be.
Yes.
And that's not like, you know, well, this is an anime movie, it can do whatever. Because, like, let's be honest. the most recent DC movies, the animated films, have not been great.
Well, they haven't looked the best either.
Yeah, they look like fucking Archer or a Flash cartoon. Yeah. Like, I mean, like a Flash animation, like fucking Strong Bad or something, you know? And like, and it's like, you know, that I used to love those, like Justice League New Frontier. Yeah, you know, I loved that. I mean, I've got like 1 billion of them sitting up there right now, you know?
Yeah, we got quite a collection of them.
Oh, man, the Flashpoint movie.
Yeah,
that was really good.
The Teen Titans, we watched the Teen Titans one, didn't we?
I think so. I tried to watch like the
Judas Contract.
Well, there was like the Batman Bad Blood.
Oh, yeah.
And then they redid the Death of Superman.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, so I mean, a lot of those have been
hit or miss.
Yeah. And so I could see like elevating that.
Yeah.
And then you think about some of the DC games. Obviously, we just got Gotham Knights, which some people were mixed on. We got the Justice League versus Suicide Squad,
which looks amazing.
Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, I think is the name of it.
I think that's what it is.
And so, like, I guess I can see what you're saying. It's like he's going to make sure all this shit works. It's almost like when Kevin Feige was like, hey, Jeff Loeb, you know, all those fucking garbage shows you've been making on fucking ABC Family or Freeform, you're fucking shit can, buddy. we're making shows here, all right? We're going to make What If, and it's going to be way better. I mean, listen. What If is still heads and shoulders better than the fucking, what was the Inhumans?
I was going to say, I want to watch the Inhumans.
We can.
I'm joking.
God.
I remember being really excited about that show.
Really?
Like, yeah. Because I used to, like, when Instagram was, you know,
fun.
And I'd find, like, Marvel fan pages. And people start posting pictures of Medusa.
Yeah.
And like I looked her up. I was like, man, she sounds awesome. Her hair can just like take over and kill people. I love it.
Yeah.
And then they said, yeah, she's going to be in the show. And I was like, ooh, wow. And then I remember I did watch part of the first episode when it aired. Yeah. And I was just like,
I'm done.
This is not at all what I have pictured. I want to see this lady take down some people with her hair.
It looked like they had
then like we watch Mr. Sunday at the movies.
Yeah, Mr. Sunday movies. Yeah.
And all of her hair gets cut. What in the world?
It looked like they had the same production team that made Once Upon a Time, and I mean that in a bad way. Like, God Almighty, like the moon scenes. Just anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, moving
on. I wonder what happened there. Like, because Inhumans was supposed to be a movie. I wonder if we'll ever really find out what that was.
Probably not.
Like, I wonder if he put that there just to try and dissuade Jeff Loeb from making a show, and then like it just didn't work. Almost like how The Rock used Cavil to be like, no, Superman's back, so you got to make Black Adam be a thing.
Yeah.
You know, I almost wonder if that's why they did it. Anyway, that's a whole different theorizing. So yeah, I think we're in agreement that these are not going to be the same across, not the same story, but they're going to be like just quality wise, they're going to be good. All right, Maggie, we are on the last block. Technically, there's also like a 10th of a block after this one, but it's the last block.
I thought there's like 5 more after that.
No. We're about there. Okay, so after all of this, there was one more piece of breaking news.
Oh God!
Of something else that had been canceled.
No, not the thing.
Yeah.
No.
So we're all gonna cry during this one. Okay, everybody. Sorry. So via Culture Crave on Twitter, who also gives links to other people, a solo, and this one has layers. This one has a lot of layers.
I'm already crying because I know what it's about.
A solo Batman movie starring Michael Keaton has reportedly been canceled. This is via the N. Snyder. I'm sorry, that name cracks me up. All right, here we go. Here's the bad one. Still via Culture Crave, the canceled Batman movie with Michael Keaton was reportedly going to be Batman Beyond. That's right, everybody. Fucking.
Why, God?
Why? We were gonna get not only a solo Michael Keaton movie, but it was also gonna be Batman
Beyond. You take Batgirl from us, and now you take this from us.
My goodness. Oh my God.
So good.
It would have been Maybe. I mean, we can only assume it would have been good.
The idea sounds great. How about we put it that way?
The idea of Michael Keaton being in Batman Beyond.
An old Batman.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, like, that's all there is, though, Maggie. Like, that's the whole... Now, wait. Do you think... Would this have taken place in the same universe as Batgirl?
Oh, I don't know.
Like...
I mean... Because in Batgirl, he wasn't... Like, his cameo was just short, apparently.
Well, that's what I mean.
Heard.
And if Batgirl is, like... Like, does that mean that we would have been in a world where, like, Bruce was not an active Batman? You know
That's
what I mean?
weird.
And like, would Batman Beyond have become the Batman of that universe? I mean, like, I'm not against it, but like, something about Terry and Babs being the same age just weirds me out.
Yeah, that'd be.
It would have been weird.
Yeah,
like the whole thing would have been. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still want to fucking see it.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want it.
So anyway, continuing
Quit tearing
on.
my heart out.
Via the Hollywood Reporter, in the aftermath of the news of Wonder Woman 3 hitting the skids, several items have popped up about how there was a plan to spin off Batman Beyond from The Flash, and the Christina Hodson, already in the old DC fold, thanks to writing Batgirl and Flash, was penning it. So the same person that wrote Batgirl wrote Flash was writing the Batman Beyond movie. So it very much would have been the same universe.
Yeah. Which that would have been weird if...
I don't know if she was Babs. Was she Babs? She might have been a different background. Maybe she was Stephanie Brown.
I can't remember. I'm going to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I doubt it. No, wait. I think we figured this out because like the idea was that she found the suit or something in like a party.
Yeah.
Like she definitely wasn't Jim Gordon's daughter. I still feel like
based on Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, I mean the outfit very much was Batgirl by what was it called? Of Burnside. Batgirl of
Burnside. Oh, that one's so good though.
It is good.
Leslie Grace is Batgirl. I was trying to find like the character's name.
I don't think she was Babs. Because J.K. Simmons was still in it as Jim Gordon. Which is also confusing because
J.K. Simmons is James Gordon, Leslie Grace as Barbara Gordon / Batgirl. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, whatever. I don't know.
And we was going to get Brendan Fraser as Firefly,
who was technically in Batman v Superman. The guy that I think. Wasn't that the guy? Or is that KG Beast? Might have been KG Beast. But the guy that like is going to fucking melt Martha's face off.
Oh, no. That's who.
Was that who it is?
Yeah, KG Beast.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway, sorry. No. You're fine. Hodson pitched her take, which had executives excited and had actually commenced writing when, about 2 weeks after the hires of Gunn and Safran, she was told to stop. The project was looking to resuscitate a romance. Oh, yeah, that's the last part. Between Michael Keaton, Batman, and Catwoman. Would Michelle Pfeiffer have returned? Who knows? That's what it says.
I say yes.
Probably. I mean, she's in Ant-Man. Like, I could see her.
I could see her coming back to it.
Probably not putting on
She loves the fans.
I doubt she'd put the outfit back on.
No. I could see her, though, coming back just
although
for
maybe,
the fan service, man.
I mean, maybe, because... I mean, you know, Michael Keaton apparently in the bat suit. So, I mean...
Oh, God, I wonder how he felt.
Putting it back on?
Yeah, like, well, I mean, it's so much different now.
Yeah.
Because remember, they have, like, ripped the thing off.
It's definitely made different. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no way that it's the same. I mean, God, this Flash movie is going to be the most reckless, insane thing. Like, not only in universe, but outside universe. Yes. Like in our universe. It's all insane.
All these things that have been stopped.
Yeah.
And written off for taxes. Like, I understand Blue Beetle needs to happen. I believe that with all my heart. It needs to happen.
Yeah. And it's probably a lower budget.
Yeah.
You know.
That needs to happen. Shazam, I think it's been done for a bit.
Yeah.
Let it roll out.
Yeah. And they're fun.
Yeah. The Flash, though, I feel like it shouldn't come out. They have delayed it enough. there's too many things going on. There's too many people saying that they're in it and that they're not in it. They're in it, not in it. All these cameos. There's too much. And if you're there wanting to set up this cohesive world, that's not going to help the cohesive world.
I've never seen a movie more in need of not coming out. Like, there are literally, like, if you're looking at the scales, there are so many reasons to not come out.
All the cons outweigh the pros.
I mean, first off, Ezra Miller. We're not going to talk about them. You know, we're not gonna talk anymore because they are they're awful.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously that is a huge reason to not release The Flash. That alone, right? Then you got James Gunn and Peter Safran, and they're like, we're probably not gonna continue with any of this shit, and we don't want to confuse audiences. That's another huge fucking brick to drop here. They've canceled every spin-off series coming out of it. Like, there's no reason to release this film, and yet here we are.
Okay, the only thing I'd be like, because they said they wanted to have closure with the Snyder universe or something.
Yeah,
just let them all die in the end.
I mean,
the world blows up.
I mean, here's the thing. It probably will.
Oh, I know, because it resets everything.
Yeah, I mean, if they want it to, like, if
they should.
I mean, if they really are looking for an out, right, an in-universe out. Now, granted, Aquaman 2 comes out after, so there's still that.
Whoops.
I say we just shit can Aquaman 2 at the same time. I mean, is anybody ever really excited about that? I know it made $1 billion, but like,
you know why I made $1 billion?
Because of Jason Momoa.
Because of Jason Momoa's shirtless half the time.
I don't know. I thought it was because of Owlman's nice long locks in the movie.
They shouldn't have done that to him.
Looked awful.
Like, I have a friend at work.
Yeah.
And I remember when Aquaman was like the trailers and stuff. She said, "Have you seen the trailers for Aquaman?" I said, "Yeah, I have." I said, "I'm kind of excited about it." She said, "I have no clue who Aquaman is." I have no clue, but Jason Momoa, I'm sold. I'm right there. I am going to sit front row and watch him shirtless the whole entire time. I was like, "You do you, honey." I said, I'll give you some background on Aquaman, but hey, I'm not in for him being shirtless at the time. But like, I remember she went and watched it. She texted me. She said, "Oh my God, I loved it."
I mean, I give it shit. I give it shit. It was fun.
It was fun. But yeah, so that's why it's probably made $1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there is the DC nerds like us, but like there are women that would throw themselves at him if they could.
And also like the spectacle of the underwater stuff. Like I think that definitely like in like the overseas box office movies like that tend to do pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what to say about The Flash. Like, I don't know. I could see it coming out, and when it does, it'll be just a fucking train wreck. And like, I guess you end it with whatever the ending is. I mean, the Flashpoint comic has a perfect ending. I don't know how you do that with this movie, because it all hinges on Batman's dad.
Yeah.
And his need, like, and Batman's need to have that closure with his dad.
Yeah. And
that is not going to play in this. The only way it would play is if, and they better fucking not do what I'm about to say. They won't. I 100% promise they won't. But the only way it would work is if they did this, which was when the Flash returns to give the letter from evil Thomas Wayne, not evil, but from Thomas Wayne Batman, that the letter he gives to Batman, the Batman is Robert Pattinson. That's the only way that would work. And it doesn't need to. Because I feel like, what do? You get fucking Ben Affleck in there? Like, I mean, yeah, you can, but like, do we have any? Like, the only thing we have about his is Martha.
Yeah, there's no
Thomas.
There's no thread.
Stuff.
There's no thread tying to
and
that.
Like, if they don't get Jeffrey Dean Morgan, if they're gonna have a Thomas Wayne Batman in this,
I swear,
which they're not. No. I mean, it's Michael Keaton, so I mean, and he's playing Bruce Wayne, so they're not even gonna do that.
No, they're not.
None of that's gonna happen.
They still need to make that man Thomas Wayne.
I mean, obviously. Well, I mean, but they're not though. Like, they won't now because they're canceling all of
Gunn.
it. James Gunn is just...
I go scream at his picture on our screen.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, there's no... He can either reset it or keep it on this. And either way, he's fucked.
All right.
You know?
He's Zaslav. Listen, I know.
What if we had two DC universes?
Write it off. Just write it off.
What, the Flash?
Yes, just write it off.
So wait, so you want it to never see the light of day?
Yeah, no. Just
not even an HBO Max release.
No. Just do it.
I mean,
just write her off.
I want to see it just out of morbid curiosity. To just
to see the train wreck it is.
Yeah,
I kind of don't want to because I don't want to throw up all over DC.
I mean, honestly, this is one that should really just be thrown into the ocean and forgotten about. Like, they need to pull an ET for Atari on this. Just bury it out in the middle of the desert somewhere to be unearthed in like 40 years by a bunch of nerds, you know?
Yeah.
And that will make a much better movie than actually releasing this movie. The last little 10 piece of this blog. But as tough as some of this may sound, no, we're going out on a high note. As tough as some of this may sound, some fans keep in mind that Gunn and Safran can and will resurrect some of these heroes. They know and may even love Terry McGinnis. They may bring back Deathstroke, who was a villain in the Ben Affleck, Jeff Johns written Batman movie when Affleck was going to star and direct it. Maybe a Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie will finally happen. And you know Superman and Wonder Woman will return in one shape or another. Whether Cavil and Godot come back, however, will be up to Gunn and Safran. The end.
Joe Manganiello. Bring him back. I can never say it. Bring him back as Deathstroke.
Yeah. I guess.
He's married to the lady from Modern Family.
Yeah.
I can't think
I thought you meant
Sophia.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria.
I thought you meant the mom.
No.
For a second. I was like, really? Wow, good for her. For the mom.
I know what you meant.
I mean, honestly, Joe and Gloria. I just can't fucking think of her name.
It's Sophia.
Sophia Vergara. Yeah. I mean, they deserve each other. Yeah. Their children are going to be kings.
I don't think they're going to have babies because all they have is chihuahuas.
Listen, if aliens ever come down, all right.
Yeah.
I think their children are the only ones that can save us. All right. The only ones that can save us. I don't know what you do here, honestly. All that to say, I don't know. Here's what I think is going to happen, all right? This is Matt's future vision, okay?
All right.
I think we are going to see all 4 films released next year. That's one piece.
Okay.
I think we are going to see a complete cutoff after Aquaman 2. And we will not be revisiting anything that we've seen prior to this. I think we will then get the new DC universe. I don't think they'll even play a grand finale. I think the Snyderverse will just go out.
Just die.
It'll just die. Okay. I think it'll be like Spider-Man 3. It just ends. And
like
we're all
old Batman films just died.
It's like The Rise of Silver Surfer. You know, it's done, and then we never talk about it again, okay? Or Fan-4-Stick.
We never talk about Batman.
Honestly, I think the most accurate one would be the Dark Phoenix. I think it's going to be the Dark Phoenix. That's what it's just going to stop, okay? And then, after that, we are going to get a new Superman movie with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
A new Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot.
Yeah. A
new Batman movie with who the fuck knows. Honestly, I think a new person. I think you go a new person. Maybe a little younger. I mean, younger than Ben Affleck. Yeah. But I mean, they have to be able to stand beside Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill. But you can make them. I mean, they don't look old. The only person that looked aged was Bruce. Yeah. Because I mean, he had that little bit of gray and stuff, and he was supposed to have been Batman for years. Yeah. So I think you just get a little bit younger of a Batman. Who that would be, I have no fucking idea. I mean, we could throw around names, but you can't go too young because then you're stepping on Robert Pattinson. So it has to be somebody in like 40s.
The Timmy
Chalamet. It's got no fuck. He could be Robin.
I'm joking.
He could be Robin if we wanted. But I mean, you know, like Chris Evans is, you know, he's oldish. I mean, old. I'm like 40s. You know what I mean? Like it's not old. And like he was able to do Captain America.
Hot take, Nathan Fillion.
For Batman?
No.
Wait, James Gunn is friends with Nathan Fillion. Could we? Okay, listen. There's a
here you go.
Fan have always wanted, not Blue and Gold.
Oh no. Which one?
Fans have always wanted him to play Hal Jordan.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
And he would still kick so much ass as Hal Jordan, and like he could be like he could be an older Green Lantern, and like you could still have Kyle Rayner. I don't know what the fuck his name is. You still have him be like the young rookie, and like John Stewart could still be also there, like as like a mentor and stuff. But yeah, that'd be so good. Oh my god. I think we get that, and I think it just goes from there. That's what I think.
Okay.
I think we keep Gal Gadot, we keep Man of Steel, Henry Cavill.
I was supposed to say Henry.
And I think they make it painfully obvious that these are brand new starts. How they do that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I think James Gunn lets there be a clear separation. But I think he knows of a way. I think the problem here is that they're trying to figure this out. That they want to keep the people that work.
Yeah.
But they want to start a new universe.
Yeah.
And so their goal is trying to figure out how do you convey that to an audience to say this is new, even though they've been here before. This is new. You do not have to have watched anything because it's none of that's canon anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to have Jimmy Olsen. He's not going to be a CIA agent. The Superman's never met Batman. They never went to Darkseid or whatever. He didn't die. None of that's happening. I don't even know if Amy Adams returns as Lois. I don't know. Maybe his mom and dad are still alive. Maybe it's not even... Who was it? Diane Keaton? Was it Diane Keaton?
No, it's Sally... No, not Sally Field. I'm getting Spider-Man in my brain. Because I start thinking about all the Spider-Mans we've had and how we've had to readjust ourselves.
But see, like, even with that, it's a new actor. That's the easiest way for audiences. That's the only way audiences have known that a movie is a new thing. And so, how do you do that?
It's not Diane Keaton, Diane Lane.
Diane Lane.
It's Diane Lane.
So, I don't know. I don't know how you started off to say this brand new. You know? I mean, do you start with... I guess you could start with Krypton again?
I know.
What do you do? Just words on the screen?
Words on the screen.
This
Krypton's blew up. And there's a baby in a ship entering Earth's atmosphere and hits a field of CGI corn.
Somebody save!
Guess what, everybody? We tricked you. This is going back to school.
That's right, fuckers. Get ready, because we're talking about...
oh, God.
It's the one episode. Skinwalkers.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but I think they just make it painfully obvious.
Yeah,
I think we get a new cast and crew, like a new outside of those two. I could see them keeping others. I don't think Ben Affleck's anywhere near those. Ezra Miller better not fucking be anywhere near those.
I'll be honest. Don't blame old Affleck for not being attached to it because he's got himself a nice honey.
I mean, honestly,
he's set for life, I think.
I read this and see all this bullshit, and I'm like, I think Ben Affleck came out on top.
Yeah,
because he's still revered.
He left.
He left. He's revered by everyone as a great Batman.
Yes.
And he just gets to leave and not be a part of all this shit, you know? And I don't blame him. Now, I guess there is a way that they could just, like, it just continues, but it doesn't continue. Like, everything that happened... Like, they just don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Like, it just is... This is just a new Superman movie. You don't have to have watched anything. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Watched sounds weird. I don't know.
Anything. No, you're right.
But, yeah. I think maybe they just... Here's a new Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot. Does it continue off anything? Fuck no.
No.
It does not.
It's new.
It's just Wonder Woman, and, like, it's new stories, and... It just is what it is. And they just make it good, so good on its own that you're not even questioning if it's connected. Like, he'll tell the fans, he'll tell the nerds that give a shit, no, it's not connected. Because I don't know, I just don't think, at this point, with them not liking it so much with the stuff that already exists, I just think that there's not a need to. I don't think they'll waste money on giving an end.
No.
You know?
And it's like what you said, this Flash movie,
I mean, they could, I guess, make like a fully CGI thing, like an end credits thing where like the universe explodes or something. Like, I mean, they could do something, right? Or maybe it just pulls out and it's like, but that was only one universe, and then it just goes to another.
Yeah.
And then like the Loki finale began.
Yeah.
You know, like, but now we're in this universe.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I could see them doing that more than just clean slate and pop it into it. I could see them doing that more.
Because just from a storyteller standpoint, I feel like James Gunn just would really want to just give an end, you know, and be like, we're turning the fucking page. Here's your ending. I'm not answering these fucking questions for the next 40 years of what's continuity and what's not continuity. All of this shit is nothing. This is where we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see them doing that unless they recast. If they recast everybody, then it's just a reboot. It's a simple reboot situation. But if they try and salvage the actors, I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Jesus, this fucking podcast is like 2 hours long.
Woo.
It's just all about goddamn DC comics right now. All right. Next story.
Barf.
Speaking of barf, Avatar 2. All right, so
oops.
this honestly,
I forgot to change the picture.
this is a quick one, I think. I mean, it's a little bit, it's a lot quicker than the last one. Relatively speaking, this is a quick one. So I've called this the Avatar 2 Roundup. All of this was curated via the Twitter account Culture Crave. What you doing?
It's their butts.
Wow, Maggie. Are we gonna get like taken off YouTube for that?
It's their tails. There we go.
Oh no, I didn't mean you saying. I meant it being on the screen.
No,
it's not real.
No.
Anyway,
there's trailers.
So anyway, Culture Crave has been tweeting out a lot of updates about James Cameron and Avatar over several months, and I went back, found them, and then put them in the chronological order so that we could all kind of see where we came from and where we currently are before going into Avatar 2 next week.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So everybody jack in, or whatever the fuck they say in Avatar. I still don't understand the science of that, but I digress. All right. So, and we're going to have a small Avatar conversation after this. On September 18th, James Cameron says he clashed with the studio over several things, including Avatar's runtime. Quote, I drew a line in the sand and said, I made Titanic, this building that we're meeting in, this new $500 million complex. Titanic paid for that, so I get to do this. Afterwards, they thanked me. I feel that my job is to protect their investment, often against their own judgment. But as long as I protect their investment, all is forgiven. This was in a New York Times article.
Damn.
On November 7th, Avatar 4 and 5 may get canceled if Avatar The Way of Water flops. James Cameron, quote, let's complete the story within movie 3 and not go on endlessly if it's just not profitable. We're in a different world now than we were when I wrote this stuff. The question is, how many people give a shit now? On November 22nd. And I really want you all to pick up on the hard shift from that, okay? Like there's that and then where we end up, okay? November 22nd, James Gunn says Avatar The Way of Water has to become the third or fourth highest grossing film ever made to be profitable. This means it has to make over $2 billion from GQ magazine.
Wait, you said James Gunn. Did you mean James Cameron?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, James Cameron. I'm sorry. Too many.
Like, hold on.
Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Yes, James Cameron. Sorry. He informed the studio that the film presented the worst, quote, the worst business case in movie history. And when asked about how expensive the budget is, he said it's, quote, very fucking. That's his answer.
Wait, not expensive following the F word?
No. They just said, how expensive is the budget? And he said, very fucking. Because they said, how expensive.
Yeah, I know.
So he's saying very fucking expensive.
Yeah. I would have thrown in expensive after that, Mr. Cameron.
He's a writer, like you got to have some pizzazz,
incomplete sentences.
It's not an incomplete, Maggie. It's called.
It's not pizzazz.
All right. Anyway, we could talk about that for hours. On November 30th, James Cameron says Avatar 3 is already shot. Avatar 4 is partially shot, and the script is finished for Avatar 5. It's all written out, fully designed. We know exactly where we're going if we get the opportunity to do it. Also later that day, James Cameron says he already has plans for Avatar 6 and 7. I'd be 89 by then. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to make Avatar movies indefinitely, the amount of energy required. I would have to train somebody, because I don't care how smart you are as a director, you don't know how to do this. This fucking guy. Holy shit.
Is he going to be the dude from Prometheus?
Waylon?
Yes.
That lives forever?
Yes. Is he going to be Waylon?
Maybe.
Oh my God, he's going to send us out into space, isn't he?
I mean, he did direct Aliens. So, I mean, you're not that far off, Maggie. Could he make David, the robot David?
That's what I was wondering. Is he going to make David?
He might. I mean, if he can upload his consciousness, I think he would. Anyway, on December 1st, James Cameron says people can take bathroom breaks anytime they want during Avatar: The Way of Water. They can see the scene they missed when they see it again. James Cameron says claiming that Avatar has no cultural impact is an irrelevant argument. If people are less likely to remember Jake Sully than Luke Skywalker, that's partly because Avatar has only had one movie out. Marvel had maybe 26 movies to build out a universe. We'll see what happens after this film. On December 7th, James Cameron is not worried about Avatar: The Way of Water flopping. If I like my movie, I know other people are going to like my movie. I don't think anyone does artistically in life should be determined by the... I don't think what anything...
Do you need me to read it?
No, I'm reading it verbatim. I don't think anything one does artistically in life should be determined by the trolls and the naysayers. You make it, in a sense, for yourself. And then lastly, on December 9th, James Cameron says the Avatar 4 script got 0 notes from the studio. All they said back was, "Holy fuck. I hope I get to make that film." That's it.
Dang.
So he went from this may be the worst possible business expense to holy fuck. That's it.
Guess what, guys? I got no notes on it.
Like he talked about how Avatar, well, obviously at the beginning we talked about how they gave him a bunch of notes about Avatar, and he brought up Titanic. Apparently the second one he got like 2 pages of notes. The third one he got half a page of notes, and the fourth one he didn't get any notes. They just wrote back holy fuck. And like he had asked, what are the notes? And they said, that's it. That's the note. There are none. And I guess 4 is supposed to go back to Earth.
Yeah.
So, all that being said.
It's crazy.
Maggie, will Avatar 2 be good?
I bet it will be. Dang it.
We was talking a little bit about this in the Hopefully Awesome Weekly episode this week on patreon.com/Hopefully Awesome. And we're talking about like Avatar history with the looking forward to it. Do we have fatigue? Things like that. And we started to rewatch Avatar last night because we're wanting to watch it before going to watch the new one. And realizing watching it with a toddler is just not the proper way to do this. Especially a toddler
is not feeling her best.
Yeah. So we're gonna definitely give it another shot. But I remember really enjoying it.
I did too.
And I think it really is just, it's been a long time. And I had this thought, okay, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's almost like the Rapture, okay? Where it's like, I've heard about this shit my whole fucking life, okay? And like, is it going to happen? And, for a little bit, I thought Avatar 2 was never happening, but now it's only a week away. So what does that say about Jesus?
It's happening.
No, I think I made the wrong point I was trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is it's been talked about for 13 years. And we know that there's this whole plan for like 5 sequels, 7. Like he's already got ideas up to Avatar 7, right? Yeah. And like for a guy that barely made one sequel with Terminator 2. The only reason he made it was because it was a different, completely fucking movie. Like, he never makes sequels. And now he's like, you know what? I'm going to make like 8 of these.
I think where he's with Disney.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey.
I mean, I think he just...
We got sequels upon sequels over here. How about you make one?
Dude loves the water. He fucking loves water,
he does.
Man.
Did he make Waterworld?
He did not.
I know he did not. I know he did.
But like, I think what gives me hesitation is the only other person we've experienced like this, with just a very much like, I'm doing what I want to do, is
Michael Bay.
No.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
it was Michael Bay.
No, I'm not talking about sequels. I'm talking about like somebody that got obsessed with technology and just kept churning out.
Zemeckis?
Robert Zemeckis. All right.
He's back.
And like, listen, I love Back to the Future. I talked to this to death. There's a TikTok about how much I love his early work, okay? All the way up through Contact. But then, you know, at some point he made Welcome to Marwen.
Took a turn for worse, man.
He made Welcome to Marwen. And then he made Pinocchio. It's like, you know, I don't know, man. Like,
we fast forward to the end of Pinocchio.
Is James Cameron Robert Zemeckis, or is he successful? I don't mean it like that against Zemeckis.
Well, he's successful now, like James Cameron is.
I mean, he has gone all in, right? Any other time we've seen this, we saw it with Zemeckis, George Lucas, the prequels.
Yeah.
You remember? Like, and he was like, nobody gave him notes.
Nope.
And we got the prequels. And I mean, say what you will, at the very least, they're not spotless films. At the very least, I think we can all agree that they're not 100% perfect. There are some issues, right?
Yeah.
Even if you love them.
Yeah.
And that's fine. They're good. They're fun. Mostly 3 is really good. But I think that's the majority of the time when we've seen stuff like this, it's not went well.
Yeah.
And is James Cameron the guy that changes that? In his own new universe. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even like, I don't know. Like, he's creating a franchise out of one movie. Granted, it's the highest grossing film of all time. But like, is it smart? I don't know, Maggie. I don't know, Maggie. You talk.
I don't know either. I still think there should be a Titanic 2. So
Jesus.
There we go. Everybody, Billy Zane's the main character, and we get to follow him throughout
the Great Depression.
The Great Depression, and watch him lose all of his money.
Yeah, I would watch that actually. That'd be really good. Do we see him turn into the mummy at the end?
Yes. Yes, he escapes to Egypt after the stock market crash.
Brendan Fraser's like, "Hey, whoa there, buddy!"
Whoa!
I don't even know what he sounded like in that movie. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the only thing I'll say about it. Anyone else, except for maybe 2 people, anyone else, I would think this is not going to work. The other 2 people, just so we're clear, Steven Spielberg and Christopher Nolan. They're the only 2 people that I trust with just whatever the fuck they do. It's gonna be good, even if it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm a little low on Tenet is just because I'm so fucking confused. It's been 2 years. I'm still fucking confused. I think we're living Tenet currently.
I'm still confused about the fact that the dude put Tenet on a Game Boy cartridge.
Listen, the only way to watch Tenet, you have to watch it twice because that is Tenet. All right? You have to watch it twice.
Yeah.
And then when you're halfway through it, that's when the time reverses and you get the other half of Tenet.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate Tenet. Anyway.
Wild movie.
Sorry. But I think outside of those 2, James Cameron is the only other person that I just don't bet against. And I may be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong if I am. But his track record is too good. And I think if he has proven himself time and again, made 2 of the highest grossing movies of all fucking time, only outnumbered by the Endgame, which took 30 movies to build to, you know, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I love Endgame. But like, it had 30 movies going into it. James Cameron had none going into either of his 2. Like Titanic is standalone. Avatar was standalone. He made Terminator 2. He made Aliens. I mean, he doesn't miss. And if he thinks he can make 7 of these fucking movies about the blue alien monkey people, then I gotta say, okay, let's see what you got, fucking Cameron. Let's see what you got.
I just like how he's done like a total 180 from September to now.
Right. That's what
he's like. Guess what, guys? Positivity here. No notes back on this script. So guess what, y'all? 4 is going.
Like I think that was playing into a part of why I was hesitant about this, was because a lot of what he was saying was this may not work.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't want to go see it.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
And it's like, if the filmmaker starts saying that before the movie comes out, you need to prepare yourself because it's probably not going to be great, right? But then, I mean, now he's saying that's not the case, and so I guess we'll just have to see. I really like Avatar.
I liked it too.
It's not super original, but it was well made. It's good. It's a good story. I mean, I have no qualms with Avatar. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not my favorite movie of all time or anything. No. But I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, I think it's got some good messages about like environmentalism and you know, I mean, just fucking, you know, not being shitty to indigenous people. I mean, there's some really strong messages in this movie.
I know that Zoe Saldana, she's said that she's going to take a step back from all these big franchises.
I mean, Marvel, Avatar, and Star Trek. That's like, she's been mixed in those for
she
says, like 2 decades.
She says she wants to do something.
I don't blame her.
More original.
Get out of there.
So I say once everything's
go make a DC film.
No, I think she's just tired of being put in weird costumes and stuff.
Probably.
Not being able to be looking like a human.
Like herself. Yeah. Like most people don't even know that she's like the people that she plays, you know?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Jake Sully, like, we haven't seen him in anything else.
No.
I mean, he was in Terminator Salvation, but like, I don't remember him being in anything else. Have you watched Terminator Salvation? We have this conversation every week.
Yeah. I get confused on which one I actually watch.
I need to watch it. I mean, even if you have seen it, we just need to rewatch it. There's one Terminator in it that's like the size of a Transformer. It's really cool.
Was there a lot of sand in it?
Oddly enough, I think there was.
Okay. I think I remember that.
All right. Anything else we'd like to say about Maggie? Do you think next week, where do you think, because we're not going to be ranking anything this week, so currently our ranking is Spirited, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and/or Disenchanted, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
That's not fair.
Where do you think? What?
That's not fair.
Why?
Because it's Spirited. I love it so much.
Wait, are you thinking it could possibly be number 1?
I hope not. I don't want Spirited to stay number 1.
I think I could see Spirited still being our number 1.
Okay.
I could see that because we love that movie.
Yeah, I could see it busting through some.
Do you think it'll be walking out of the theater next week? Do you think it'll be better than Disenchanted?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be better than Andor? I feel like this is where we get into the iffy territory. I could see yes. I think it'll not be worse than Disenchanted. I don't think it can be worse than that. Not that Disenchanted was awful, but like I think it'll at the very least be a successfully told story.
Yes.
And it'll be visually
beautiful.
Yes. And I think that alone, and it'll probably have some heartfelt moments too.
Yeah.
So I think that alone will keep it in the top 4 at the very least.
Yeah.
As far as where it goes after that, I think it just depends on how much he knocks it out of the park. If he completely destroys and like just dominates, then yeah, I could see it going 3, 2, possibly 1. I mean, if he really takes it all the way home, I could see it being above 1. If he does it, I think that is a high bar that I don't think he'll hit. I think it'll ultimately end up below Andor. Because Andor is just really fucking good.
It was really good.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we've talked about it a couple of weeks ago. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's where I'm thinking.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. It could suck. It could suck. But you never bet against James Cameron. All right, everybody. Now it's time for the main topic.
Are you okay?
It's time for the main topic. I'm just laughing because we're like 2 hours into this and we still haven't even got to the main topic. All right, this one's going to be quicker than last week. All right, last week we ranked the top 100, we ranked our top 10 Christmas specials of all time, or Christmas shows of all time. But Christmas movies of all time. Jesus.
Wow, Matt.
Sorry, guys. Let me try that again. Hey, everybody. This week, we are ranking the top 10 Christmas specials and TV episodes of all time. Last week, we talked about the movies, of course. We went through a list of 100, and it took for fucking ever. So, this time around, we have made a list, and checked it twice, of all the things that we could think of. Obviously, we probably missed a lot. We probably didn't think of some. So, let us know in the comments which ones we missed and that we should check out. But also, we did reach out to our audience, and they did fill out the survey form. So we do have a few write-ins from that as well that we will be going over. But as for now, we're just going to go over this list that I have, and we'll write down which ones.
Can I have paper?
That's exactly what I was doing, my lady.
Thank you.
All right. So, again, just like last week, what we'll do is we will make note of anyone that we think should be on our list. And then we'll whittle those lists down to 10. And then we will combine our lists in one way or another. All right. So first up. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966. You're a mean one. I feel like this has to at least be in the conversation of all time. I'm just going to write How Grinch. Leave it at that. Some of these I have years and dates. And then halfway through, I gave up on doing that. So, next one we have is Frosty the Snowman, the animated Frosty the Snowman.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Frosty the Snowman. I don't know.
I never was crazy about it as a kid.
Love
the song.
Frosty's a classic, but I think the song's better than the cartoon.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Like, I wasn't crazy about the cartoon, but I love the song.
Like, the cartoon's fun, but it's like...
But there it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Like, look, if you watch this at Christmas time, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It doesn't make the top 10 greatest of all time. For me, not from like a classic standpoint, but like for me, no, I probably wouldn't put Frosty on there.
It doesn't for me.
A Charlie Brown Christmas. Absolutely. Gonna call it right now. Number 1. This is number 1. Calling it, everybody. I could be wrong. I think it will be, though. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You so cute.
I'm cute. Hermie wants to be a dentist.
Pepper.
I mean, it's got to be in the conversation, whether it ends up on there or not. I mean, it's probably my favorite of the claymation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I don't think I even put all of them on here. Like, I don't think I have Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yeah.
And Little Drummer Boy.
I actually like right after Rudolph. I like Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
I mean, do you want to? You can write it down. I don't think I have it on here.
No. I'm just saying, from my viewpoint, I do enjoy it.
Now, I think the rest of these are hopefully a little bit more modern.
Okay.
So, Hey Arnold Christmas. This is the Christmas episode of Hey Arnold. For those who aren't aware, in Hey Arnold's building, what did you call it? Like an apartment building? I mean, it's kind of like a boarding house or something.
It's an apartment building.
Yeah.
But like...
They all hang out together.
Yeah. They're like a family.
Yeah. And so the building complex, I mean, it has maybe like, I don't know, 10 people live in it. They decide to have a Christmas together, and they draw names, and Arnold gets Mr. Wynn, which he doesn't really know anything about, so he's trying to figure out. what to get him and stuff. And he ends up telling Arnold the story of how he had to give his daughter to, I guess, a U.S. soldier in, was it Vietnam?
I think so.
And that was the only way that he could make sure that she lived.
Yeah.
And then he finally was able to save up enough to come to America, and he's never been able to find her. And this has been like 20 some years.
Yeah.
Devastating episode. Holy fuck. So just, and then you cut over to Helga, who's like wanting her fucking boots and shit. Which is really funny. Like, it brings the comedy and stuff, which is good. And then Arnold and Gerald decide that they are going to try and get Mr. Wynn his daughter back for Christmas. And it's just like, holy fuck, kid. Like, that's a tall order. Yeah. And so they go and find a guy that works for like the government or something, I guess, to find people. And the guy's like, that's Christmas Eve. I got shopping I got to go do. I can't do it. And he's like, please, sir, like, we'll take care of the shopping. You please help us find him. And so they go, they do the list. They get everything except the fucking boots, because the boots, everybody just wants these fucking boots. And then what? Turns out Helga actually got a pair of the boots. They go back to tell the guy that they just couldn't get the boots. And then the guy's like, well, sorry, I guess you can't get your person. No boots, no person. And then leaves. And then Helga's like, fuck. I love you, Arnold. And she goes up there, gives her fucking boots, so that Mr. Wynn can have his daughter. And then what? They find the daughter. And oh my fucking God, I'm destroyed every goddamn time.
Yep.
It is so good. And honestly, like, the Helga stuff throughout the series was always just, it was at odds with itself, but that's what made it funny. And like, to actually see her do an act of kindness because she loved Arnold. Yeah. Like, it was genuine. And like, it made me want them to end up together for like the only time in the series,
Yeah.
So when that happened, I really think that that's a great episode. Mm-hmm. Not just of Hey Arnold, but of television. Yeah. Especially the fact that it's for kids. Yeah. Like, I think it's just a very beautiful story, I'm going to put it on the list.
I already did.
I won't break all of them down like that, but I just felt like that one deserved a little bit of a conversation. Yeah. Doug's Christmas Story. Now, this is from 1993. This is the one where they're ice skating and BB's over where the ice is thin, and Porkchop goes over there to try and stop her. She won't listen, so Porkchop bites her on the leg and pulls her away so she doesn't fall in the lake. And then, oh no, Porkchop's going to be put down. And they have like a court case and shit, and Doug does this whole thing where like he imagines all of his alter egos, the Indiana Jones, the James Bond, the Quailman, they all team up to go like break Doug out, or to break Porkchop out. And so they go back to the scene of the crime, and Porkchop starts freaking out again, and then they let him loose. And BB falls in the ice, and then he actually saves him. They're like, oh, Porkchop was actually trying to save her. That's the whole thing. I think there's some about Patty, but I could be wrong. I always watched it growing up. Like, I watched that every year, but it's fun. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm not writing it down. Mr. Wynn getting his daughter back is strong.
Definitely a lot better, yeah. Doug's Secret Christmas. This is from Disney's brand spanking new Doug, in 1996. So this was the first year that Doug came back, and this was the one where his mom and dad, where they give birth to Cleopatra Dirtbag Funny. I actually really like this one. I think it's a very fun Christmas story. Yeah. The fact that it actually pushes forward some of the stories in the first season of Doug, like his mom giving birth. His dad has been trying to tell him about sex the whole season, and he finally Doug tells his dad about it. Yeah. He's like, yeah, we learned about it in class. He gives Patty the ears, the earrings. Yeah. Mr. Dink, he's got that sound that keeps going, hardy har har. Yeah. He just won't say ho ho ho.
Douglas.
It has a great callback. They're talking like they're watching TV, and it's like a made-for-TV Christmas movie, and it's about Porkchop. It's about the special. Yeah. I thought it was funny. If we were doing like favorite kids cartoons or something, I'd probably put that on there. Yeah. But I think I'm probably not going to put it. I definitely wanted to make sure we talked about Recess. Yes, Mikey, Santa does shave. We watched this, last year before last?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah, it's about kids putting on a pageant for Christmas.
Yeah.
Mikey still believes in Santa. All the other kids don't.
Yeah. And he finds out that Santa's not real.
I might put this down. Like, this feels like a very good.
It was good because who he meets.
Yeah.
Because it's voiced by.
It's not James Earl Jones, was it?
I thought it was.
It might be. I was thinking the same thing.
Lucille,
get out of here.
What are you doing over there?
She's just smelling stuff. All right. This one, I'm going to put this one down. It's not going to make the list. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm dreaming of a White Ranger.
I'm dreaming of a White Ranger.
Have you not seen this one?
No, I don't think so. I probably did as a kid. I don't remember.
Rita attacks Santa Claus.
Yeah. Try to make sure our dog doesn't
barf or anything.
Yeah.
Rita attacks Santa Claus.
Yeah.
She sends down Rito, her brother, and the Tango Warriors to the North Pole, and they're trying to stop Christmas from happening.
Of course.
So the Rangers have to go to the North Pole and help fucking Santa Claus.
Oh,
and
my
God. It's fantastic, Maggie.
Wow.
And Tommy and Kimberly meet under the mistletoe, and they share a kiss. It's great. It's great. I mean, it's tongue in cheek, but it's really fun. Like, and it's during the third season, the ninja stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of there's very little Japanese footage used.
Okay.
But I think it's almost completely out of continuity. Like, now there was one before this that me and Billy got at the Dollar General called Alpha's Magical Christmas. That shit sucked ass. Okay, that shit was awful. If you want to see something terrible, I'm 100% positive it's on YouTube. I have not looked it up, but I'm 100% positive it's there. And it's just Alpha invites a bunch of kids to come and sing at the command center. And then the Rangers show up at the end. And they're
Zordon's like, Alpha, how did you invite these kids
I don't think he's even in it. I think they just never turn it on. But it never leaves the command center. Like, it's just that. Yeah. And I think it was season 1, because I think Tommy was still a Green Ranger at that point. Yeah, it was fucking terrible. But yeah, I'm dreaming of White Ranger. I'm putting it on mine. I don't think it'll make the list. All right, now we got some fun ones. The Office. Now, there's several Office Christmas episodes. I only picked one.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do one per series. Since Doug was 2 series, that's why it got 2. There might be more with others. But I picked Benihana Christmas. Now, some would say the Christmas Party, the first one where Michael gets the video iPod and everybody's fighting over it, and it's got the tea kettle and stuff. Now, that one is great. Don't get me wrong. I like that one. I think Benihana Christmas is just more fun. I feel like in the Office Party, I feel like it's got a tinge of that almost that mean streak at the beginning of season 2 had, where Michael's almost a dick.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Benihana Christmas is just more fun.
How you can tell someone how much you love them is by how much the gift is.
Right. It is a monetary value of their love for you. Really, Phyllis, an oven mitt? But then they all get drunk, and that is really funny. Yeah. He gets 17 bottles of vodka. But no, Benihana Christmas, this is, of course, during season 3 when the merges, or the 2 branches have merged. And Andy, Dwight, and Jim take Michael to Benihana's, where they drink Nagasaki. And because Michael's Carol broke up with him because he photoshopped his face on their family picture, and it was fucking weird. And he's just so sad about it. Yeah. And they make the volcano, and Michael laughs about it. And but the funniest part is Dwight is at the other end of the table.
He can't hear anything.
Yeah. He's like, Jim, what's he saying? What's he saying? And Jim's like, what? Huh? What? And he's like, oh, she's trying to think of how to make a goose ready for cooking, but she's having hard trouble coming up with it. And Dwight goes, oh, hey, you want to slit the throat and let all the blood drain out? It's just, she looks horrified. And then Michael and Andy hit on the waitresses, and then they show up to the party with two different waitresses, like not the ones that were actually there.
And then they get mixed up which one they want to be with.
And then they have karaoke and the Nutcracker Christmas stuff. I don't know. I just really like that one. I like that one.
I like that
it's
one.
Fun. It ends on a good note.
That's the one I think of the most.
Me too.
Just the karaoke part.
That was
because of Dwight.
That was like the second episode of The Office I ever saw. Like I had seen the Dundies, and then Billy showed me this one completely out of context, and I loved it. I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to watch. So yeah, I'm gonna write that one down. I think it actually stands a chance. Ted Lasso, Carol of the Bells. We just watched this last year. It was a part of the season last year, and it's the one where like he ends up going with the owner. To like they do something, they give away money or something
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the players get together and have a meal together with the assistant to her.
Yeah,
at his house.
I want to call him Higgins, but I know it's not Higgins.
It's not Higgins, but and they all show up. And they bring food of their
and they'd
own.
never done that before.
Yeah, and since they were so far away from their own families, they had to be together.
It was so sweet. And I feel like, didn't they sing at the end? Like, didn't she bring in like a parade or something?
Because
she was sad.
Yes.
And Ted went to go help her feel better. But then I think she ends up helping Ted feel better. Because he missed out with his son. Yeah. It's a good episode.
Also, may I add, the opening is old school Christmas special. They made it, the stadium and stuff, look like stop motion. Like Rudolph, remember?
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm putting down Ted Lasso.
It was almost like, didn't Keely?
Yeah, Keely.
I feel like they were really funny in that one.
I think so.
Yeah. I feel like they were.
Yeah.
We need to rewatch that one. God, I love Ted Lasso. When's it coming back? All right, this one, everybody. This one's controversial.
Uh-oh.
It is making my list. I will beg for it to be on the top 10 list if I have to. The Constant from Lost. All right, listen. This is absolutely a Christmas episode. It takes place on Christmas. The only time Christmas happens on Lost. And it is probably the best episode of Lost, honestly. Of all the episodes, I would say The Constant is the best one. That's the one where Desmond keeps like time traveling. And he's like, Penny, call me on this number on December 25th. You won't hear from me ever again. Just call me at this number on Christmas Day 2004 or whatever. And then she does. And it's just the moment when they finally talk to each other. Oh my God. It's just so good. So freaking good. It gives me the same feeling that I had during the season finale of Severed.
Oh.
Or Severance?
Severance.
Yeah. Right? The last like 4 seconds of that where you're just like, God! Come on! God. Yeah, The Constant. It's just so good. Not your classic episode of like Christmas.
Yeah. Well.
But almost very Dickens inspired, especially with the time travel elements. I think it's one of the best episodes. All right. Next up, Community, Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas. This is the one where it's the claymation.
Yeah.
And they're all in Abed's mind. And remember, we go back later and see them doing it in live action in the flashback episode. That one's really funny. Yeah. I really like that one. I'll put it down.
I miss watching Community.
We'll go back. They're making a movie. We gotta watch it. I put this one on the list. I don't know if we'll put it. Buffy Amends. This is the season 3 episode where Buffy and Angel are kind of on the outs, and Angel has decided that he just wants to die. Like, he just wants it to be over with. He's back from hell, and he just doesn't want life anymore because he knows he can't have true happiness with Buffy, and he'd rather just die. And this is actually the first time we ever meet the First, which ends up being the big bad of the whole series. And it goes back into Angel's history and the first keeps becoming people that he had, killed or been bad to or whatever, and telling him to just die. And then, of course, we got a little bit between Xander and Willow talking about how, because Willow's Jewish, but Xander would still come over and sneak in Charlie Brown Christmas and do the Snoopy dance.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of the whole thing is that, they keep saying, he's not strong enough. Well, I think the first was trying to convince him to give in so that he would turn evil again. But then he's like, I just need to die. Like, if I can be strong enough to die, then, that's what needs to happen. I don't want Buffy to have to go through this again. And remember, the first becomes Giles's.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. Oh, that's so sad. And so then, they're like, but you're not strong enough. He's like, I don't have to be strong. All I need is the sun. And he goes outside and waits for the sun to rise. And him and Buffy finds him and is like, I need you. Like, you can't die. Like, I need you here. Even if we're not together, don't you realize that you dying would kill me, And he's like, I just can't do it, Buffy. I can't not be with you, and I can't be with you. So I just can't be. I can't live. And then it starts snowing. And like the first time in Sunnydale, California, right? Mm-hmm. It starts snowing. And because it snows, there's no sunlight. And so, like, that's, like, whatever you want to say, whether it's, destiny or God or whatever, but that's, like, their way of saying, like, Angel should live.
Yeah.
And, like, I think just the message from that of, no matter what you've done in life, if you truly make amends, right? If you truly are sorry, if you want to be better, you can be. You don't have to give up. You can be the person you want to be.
Yeah.
I really like that episode. Like, it's, again, a little more of a downer for Christmas. But it's a really good episode of Buffy, but it's also a really good Christmas, like, themed. And again, very, the guy that I just said about Lost, that wrote Christmas Carol.
Oh, Charles Dickens.
Yeah, very Dickens-esque, the Ghost of Christmas Past and all that. Yeah. Yeah, I just love that ending with the snow. I don't think I'm going to put it on the list, but I think it's a really good... It should be a honorable mention. Digimon, a very Digi-Christmas. The Fox kid in me wants to put this on the list. I'm not going to put this on the list. It is not a good episode. But it's fun. It's always fun seeing anime in, like, their Christmas get-ups, know. And it also gave us Matt's band... what was it? Knife? So it was something fucking weird.
Yeah, don't they keep changing their name? Isn't that the running gag?
Yes.
Okay.
And they put on a concert, and like there's references to the My Otis Monarch, which is good. Always a good arc. But yeah, I mean it's silly. Like it's they did it for fun.
Oh, yeah.
But then it leads into Digimon World Tour, which sucks ass. So like I gotta take points away for that. Pete and Pete. Oh, Christmas Pete. Have you ever seen this one?
Nope.
So this is the one where Pete, it's the day they celebrate Christmas, and then little Pete wakes up the next day and wants to celebrate Christmas again. And he has a little presentation for them, and he's like, here's you all yesterday, and they're all very happy. And he says, and here's you all today. And it's literally what they're wearing. Like they look at each other like, how'd he do this? And he's like, here's what I say. Why not just have Christmas again? Yeah. Let's just keep having Christmas. So they just keep doing it over and over. And everyone on the street gets pissed because they're not throwing their tree out. And like they need to throw their tree out. And so the garbage man is like, I'm going to get your tree. And they're like, no, we want Christmas or some shit. And so he decides to stop picking up trash. And the tree starts going bad. Like it dies and like it's bad, right? And the dad's like, Pete, come on, we gotta get rid of this tree. And then like he's like, don't you all believe in Christmas or whatever, right? Yeah. But then at the end, all the trash has been piled so high, okay, because the trash man won't come. And so Pete's like, fine, we can, for everybody else, Christmas can be dead or whatever. Yeah. And so they take the tree out and the whole neighborhood is standing out there like, yeah. And then I guess it's the dad, because the dad was always at odds with little Pete. Yeah. He's like, hey, Pete, Christmas doesn't have to be over just yet. And like he plugs in lights and all the trash piles have been turned into Christmas trees. And it's stupid and silly, but it's great. And I think that one guy is the trash man. I can't think of his name. All I can think of is he played Woogie in Something About Mary. Oh. Yeah, I know. He's literally been in like 10,000 things, and I can't think of any one of them. But yeah, it was silly. I can't believe I remembered that much of it. Friends, the one with the holiday armadillo.
Yeah.
Did someone say Christmas? Isn't that what Joey says when he comes in as Superman?
I think so. And let's see. What else was it? There's something else, wasn't there?
I think Chandler's Santa. And Monica's like, hey, you get to keep this suit for later? And he's like, did your dad ever dress up like Santa? And she says no. And he goes, then it's okay. And of course the armadillo, you know. And I think Ross gets a lot of shit nowadays, but him trying to get his son to understand like Hanukkah and stuff. I think that's just a really good episode. And it's a really good Christmas episode. Obviously their Thanksgiving episodes were a bit better. Yeah. Because I mean that's always fun.
Oh yeah.
Next up. Now I think there's an actual Christmas one, but I put this one on here. Sherlock, the Abominable Bride. Because that came out on Christmas. Mm-hmm. But do you remember that one? That's the one where it was in the past.
Yeah, I remember.
But then it turned out it wasn't in the past. Yeah. And it actually played into the story. And I was like, what the fuck? How'd they do that? Yeah. I think there is an actual Christmas episode, though. I'm not going to put it on the list. I just definitely wanted to bring it up. The OC, the best Christmica ever. This is season 1. So we've seen this one. Seen it. I honestly don't remember much about it.
All I can remember is Seth just waiting to celebrate it with everybody.
Didn't the one girl make him a comic book?
Yes. And
the Summer dressed like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And they were both like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
What did Ron do? Was it about his brother? Wait, no, we've not met his brother.
No, it wasn't his brother. I can't remember.
Is it his mom? Did his mom come? And like she hated it?
Yeah. Something
or like she tried to steal or something, or got drunk or something.
I think.
Right? Something like that.
Something weird like that, yeah.
I mean, for the invention of Christmica, it definitely deserves a mention. But I'm not going to put it on my list. All right, this one's fun. Veronica Mars, An Eccles Family Christmas. All right, so if you've not watched Veronica Mars, just watch Veronica Mars. But this episode in particular is really good. And the way it ends is fucking fantastic. But, you know, they're trying to... The boys, all the rich boys, are having a poker game. And Veronica says that she'll solve because somebody stole all the money from the poker game. And she says she'll figure out who did it, but she wants in on the next poker game, which is on Christmas Eve. And so they're there, and then, you know, they're playing and stuff. And she figures out who did it and all that, which is really fun. And seeing Veronica over at Logan's, and Logan hates her at this point. And, you know, and Duncan is still there. And, like, just seeing all of that transpires really fun.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, her and her dad have some good Christmas stuff going. But then Mr. Eccles gets fucking stabbed by one of the caterers.
Yeah.
And it's like, Merry Christmas. And it goes off or whatever. Especially after you know everything about Mr. Eccles. Like, it's a lot better the second time around. Because you're like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's a really good episode. I really like that one. Again, just bringing it up. Not gonna put it on here. Here's your one, Maggie. Bob's Burgers, Christmas in the Car.
Yeah, I love it. Apparently, Linda decided to get a tree the day after Halloween, and Bob even says it at the beginning. He said, "Linda, it's the day.
Linda, it's the day after Halloween.
I'm not gonna be looking at that tree until like the day after."
Oh, Bobby.
Well, apparently she had to go get another tree to replace that tree from Halloween, because on the day of Thanksgiving, she's putting up a new tree. And he said, I'm not looking at that until tomorrow. That's the day after Thanksgiving. Fast forward, it's like Christmas Eve or something, and the tree's dead again. So they're having to go out and get another tree.
Oh my God.
And of course, there's always like little things with the kids and stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they go out to find another tree for poor old Linda's sake, because she wants a real tree. She wants the real deal.
On Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
and Bob gets road rage with a tractor trailer driver, and he cuts off on a back road. The tractor trailer follows them, and then he cuts off into off the side of the road and gets stuck.
Yeah.
And they have to have Christmas in the car. Like they make each other presents out of the stuff that's found in the seats, underneath the seats.
It's actually really good.
It is.
It's really sweet.
It
yeah.
is. And
it's always good when all the Belchers are together.
Yes. And the tractor trailer driver actually finds them. He said, I was wondering what happened to you all. He's like, you was sliding all over the road and stuff. And Bob's like, you tried to drive me off the side of the road. And he's like, no, it wasn't. Like, it was a whole confusing ordeal that whole entire time. I believe, if I'm remember that correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm going to write it down.
Okay. Totally. This one you may have to also talk about. Futurama Xmas Story. I know that's Robot Santa.
Yeah, it's the first Christmas episode. John Goodman's Robot Santa. But apparently...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I think the first two ones that they do with Robot Santa is John Goodman as the voice. But poor old Fry, where he's from the past in 1999, where he wakes up, he's looking forward to Christmas because that's the one thing he knows definitely that shouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, it has changed. There's no pine trees because of global warming. They have to use a palm tree, put lights on it. There's other weird traditions. And then he's like, well, what about Santa? And all of the crew's like, why are you talking about him? He's like, but Santa's, good. And they're like, no, Santa's bad. And Leela has to explain to him, some corporation decided to make Santa into a robot, and he took his job too seriously about who's naughty and nice. And he actually tries to kill the people that are naughty. And then Fry finds out that they have to pretty much bunker down. They have to close off the fireplace and put up barricades on the windows. And somehow he's trying to find Leela a perfect gift. Fry is. And guess what? That sucker gets stuck outside whilst Robot Santa's running amok. They about get killed, blown up, everything in between. And I think he does lose Leela's gift.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was a bird.
Yeah.
And I think John Goodman, just hearing John Goodman as an evil robot Santa is hilarious in itself. But you do see him give gifts to people that are nice.
Yeah.
And how he talks so sweetly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which is kind of creepy too.
It sounds funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I think that's the first Christmas episode with Futurama. Because there's many others.
Yeah.
There is one where Bender becomes
Robot Santa. Jesus.
And then he meets Kwanzaa robot. Hanukkah robot. Yeah. There's all kinds of those. And also that Santa's workshop is on the planet Neptune. But that first one's pretty memorable.
Yeah.
Poor old Fry.
You putting it on?
No, I'm not. No.
Goof Troop. Have yourself a goofy little Christmas.
I don't think I've watched it.
It's all I remember is that it was advertised around the same time the Weird Al There's No Going Home special on Disney Channel was. And I remember Goofy does something. They're supposed to be going to a cabin or something, and he fucks up the car, and they have to have Christmas in a cave. And all of Pete's family's there, because I guess they were all going together. And Max is like, Christmas is ruined or something. And it goes to commercial, and then it comes back, and I don't know, Goofy Santa or some shit. I don't know. I guess not that memorable. Rocko's Modern Life. Can't squeeze cheer from a cheese log. This one is funny. I'm not going to recall the whole story because there's not a whole lot that I remember, but I know that one of the elves from Santa's workshop follows Rocco around because everyone is given into the commercialism of Christmas. And it's only about money at this point. And this elf finds Rocco as the only the last person I think on Earth that actually has the real Christmas spirit, and like they all like come together at the end, and something like that. I mean, it's fun. It's one I always watched every year, but it's not gonna make it. Simpsons roasting on an open fire. The introduction of Santa's Little Helper.
Oh,
this is the pilot, the original episode. I mean, not the ones from What's Her Show, but this is a good one. We watched it last year, which we've watched it our whole lives at this point. It was cute though. Homer's always trying, South Park, Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh. Honestly, this is just when they actually did this, I was shocked. And like I just didn't think they would do a Christmas one. And it takes a lot of inspiration from A Charlie Brown Christmas. And like that was the first time they actually had like musical numbers. It was funny. And the fact that Mr. Hanky is a Christmas Pooh, like it's just so stupid. Like again, I had to mention it because it's us.
Yeah.
But like it's not gonna make the list, but it's just ridiculous. Tiny Toons. It's a Wonderful Tiny Toons Christmas special. Have you ever seen this one?
I don't think so.
It's great. So something happens and like they're supposed to be on TV. Yeah, it's a meta. It's meta, obviously. And like Buster thinks everybody would be better off without him. And so it's a wonderful life. And there's an angel rabbit that like takes him like through like what everybody's life would be like if Buster hadn't been there. Yeah. And like Babs isn't funny, like she's a librarian and stuff, and like he wakes up and he's like, okay, I'm back, and like they have the special, and like Robin Williams Peter Pan is in it. Like he just flies by the screen like real quick and that's it. And then the angel takes his mask off and it was Bugs the whole time. Yeah, I really like it. It's cute. It's a cute little one. I'm actually gonna write it down. We need to watch that. I think you'd like it. I mean, if you love Tiny Toons, but it was one that played on primetime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was a primetime special.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. VeggieTales, the toy that saved Christmas, with the Billy Buzzsaw. Jesus.
I think so.
It's not making the list. But I'm Wally B. Nezzer. You may know my brother, Nebby K. Nezzer. Yeah. Stupid. Let's be honest. The best part of that was the silly song, of Santa from Larry. I mean, that's the best part, obviously. Bluey, Christmas Swim. Now, there are 2 Bluey Christmas episodes. We picked Christmas Swim. I think this is a fun one. Bluey gets Bartleby. Bartleby.
Is Barnaby? I think it's Bartleby.
I think you're right. Hey, Bartleby, welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, every Bluey episode is just phenomenal. Every freaking one of them.
Yeah.
But I love this one. We get to see the extended family. We get to see Stripes and that he got married. Or not Stripes. What's his name?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I can't think of
it.
Rad. That he got married, and then like just hearing some like his wife talk about like
Trixie.
Yeah, talk about the
healers
from the outside, like, and just like getting that, because we're always just with the family, right? So getting somebody
on the outside,
like it was cute, and like all the stuff with the grandma, and just I thought I really liked that one. That's just a fun little episode.
It is.
Let me write it down. It's really, I mean, is it a classic? Yes. All right. The Gap Christmas commercials. Not technically a special or episode, but I just want to bring them up.
For bringing up those, I'll bring up the Old Navy Performance Fleece commercials. Old Navy Performance Fleece.
I don't know that. Remember the people all over the world? Yeah. Join hands. That was a good one. Remember the one that cut to Ice Ice Baby? That was a good one. Mm-hmm. Such great stuff. I don't think I've seen this one. I don't know if you've seen this one. I've seen a clip this week. The Justice League Christmas episode.
I think I have seen it because I watched that clip.
Yeah.
I think I have seen it because I remember Alien...
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter. I'm sorry.
Isn't there something about Bruce?
I think there's like different stories in it.
Yeah, like it's vignettes of each one.
Yeah.
I feel like something happens with Bruce. Like maybe somebody goes and visits him. I was thinking it's Wonder Woman.
It's probably Wonder Woman because in Justice League they tried to push Diana and Bruce together a lot.
Which was good.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
I always loved it. I was like,
he needs a strong woman, you know?
I was like, I like this. Wonder Woman and Batman, this is hilarious.
I mean,
I like when it's, well, we watched somebody cover this episode when it's Superman's birthday.
Yeah.
And Bruce shows up and she's like, where's your gift? And he said, it's cash.
God. Oh, man. I'm just thinking about him.
I know.
God, Kevin Conroy is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I want to go back and watch this because the clip we saw was fantastic. Yes. Just Clark still believing in Santa. It's so funny.
Santa put those gifts under the tree.
I mean, in a world that Superman exists, why the fuck not? You know, why would Santa not exist? You know, Glee, a very Glee Christmas. Now this is the one where they go class to class. They're singing carols. And everybody fucking hates them.
Yeah.
And then Sue steals Christmas.
Yeah.
From Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out. It. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Rachel and what's his name? I forget. Finn. Mm-hmm. Finn is currently in that point with Quinn and Rachel, but this is after they had dated, but before they got back together. And Rachel and Finn sing Last Christmas while they're looking for, I think, Christmas trees. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A good soundtrack. But, I mean, I wouldn't put the episode down. Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Heck yeah.
Talked about it last week. Decided to put it in specials.
Made my kids watch it last week.
It is really good. I love that Goofy is Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Is it Bob Marley?
No, Jacob
Marley. I was like, there's no way that it's Bob Marley. That doesn't make sense. All right. Claymation Christmas. Now, Maggie, this is the special Claymation Christmas that had the California Raisins that sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch this?
No.
Oh, my God, Maggie. I've seen this special 400 times at least. They do a bunch of Christmas songs. Mm-hmm. There's one that's Joy to the World. And it's wild. It looks like a bunch of like stained glass come to life or something. Mm-hmm. There's another one where it's just keeps going into ornaments.
Yeah.
It's like in one ornament, like they're in a house and it's a tree. Mm-hmm. And on that tree is an ornament that looks like a living room celebrating Christmas. And so it zooms into that. And now we're in that house. And it just keeps doing that for like 4 minutes. Okay.
Wow.
And then there's camels singing with the three wise men.
Yeah. And
they're like, Star of Wonder, Star of Light.
Nice.
And they're like, we three kings. And then they come back out and do some more jazz.
Yeah.
But honestly, the interstitials between each thing is hosted by two dinosaurs. And they keep trying to sing Here We Come a Wassailing.
Yeah.
But everybody keeps screwing it up.
Yeah.
And like, it's wassailing. And he's like, oh, here they come. They're singing Here We Come a Waffling. And it's like waffles. Yeah, I don't know. But Rudolph by the California Raisins. Fucking phenomenal. All right. Classic. Made me want to build my own Santa sleigh out of trash.
Love it.
Me and Billy did a Christmas video for the family called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Man. And it was basically just us making that. And then that was it. I think that was pretty much it. Yeah. Like, all we had was just the title. Yeah. We didn't have any idea for a story or anything. So, yeah, that's a classic. I'm probably not going to put it down, though.
Okay.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas. This is the one about the mice that helped the clock tower run.
Weird.
Even a miracle needs a head. Yeah. A Garfield Christmas.
Oh.
Isn't this the one where like he has like the scratching post? And they go meet John's mom. Right.
They meet Grandma.
Yeah.
They go to the farm.
Yeah.
I like this because at the end, like, you know, Garfield and everybody else too realizes, oh, you know, Christmas is about time to spend time with the ones you love.
Yeah.
And I just remember the end because Garfield's sitting on Grandma's lap and she's petting on him. And I just think it's so sweet. I'll be honest. I love the Garfield Christmas, but the Garfield Thanksgiving, I love it better.
I'm definitely Christmas Garfield more.
I love Thanksgiving Garfield because
Grandma
comes to save the day. John asked the vet, you know, the lady that he's always after in the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
Ask her for like a date to his house on Thanksgiving where he'll cook Thanksgiving dinner for her.
What an idiot.
Yeah, John, of course.
Breckenmeyer, just always.
But Garfield realizes that John has screwed up everything. Like a bunch of stuff's burnt.
Yeah.
He didn't have things. And John's trying to fix it. It's not working out. So Garfield calls Grandma. And Grandma shows up and she saves the day. She saves Thanksgiving dinner. And she leaves.
Wait, so can people hear Garfield?
I don't know. Did she? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up.
Are the friends in it? Like Garfield and Friends? Are the friends?
No.
I always hated those fucks. It's like,
I liked them, but I grew up on a farm.
Bro, hatch out of the egg already. Jesus. It's got to smell like fucking feces. What are you even eating in there? The shell? Yourself? What are you eating? Goddamn. Hatch already. All right. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Yep. It was good. We did a whole review on it. So everybody go watch that. Olaf's Frozen Adventure. We made a party as a big surprise.
I love watching that one because I like all the tradition song.
Yes, and I think so Olaf's cute. Really funny.
Yeah,
and then at the end when they realized that Olaf was the thing that they shared as their tradition. So
yeah. Well, it's sad though at the beginning that they realized they didn't see it then that they didn't have any traditions.
I think Olaf's Frozen Adventure is very much needed. I think you need to watch Spring Fever and Frozen Adventure between the two movies.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just a lot that you need from both of those.
A lot of character building and relationships.
It just makes, because if you go from 1 to 2, it's just not as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not much.
And there's references to them, especially Spring Fever.
Our child.
We got 2 left. Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Christmas. I don't know anything about this.
I remember watching it, like it was on Disney Channel or something when I was younger. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I think this is when I started getting a bad taste in my mouth about Disney sequels. Like there's a few of them that do work.
Yeah.
And then this is one.
Return of Jafar.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. You agree, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect.
Okay. Believe it or not, the Cinderella sequels, pretty good.
Don't they Back to the Future in one of them?
Yes, but I love how they do it. But like the one I'm thinking of is one of the sisters falls in love. And it's so sweet. And Cinderella tries to help her. And the stepmother's like totally against it. But anyways, I wasn't a big fan of Belle's Magical Christmas.
Now, he's still the Beast in it. Does it take place during?
Yeah, that's the thing. See?
It's confusing.
Yeah. Didn't like it.
I feel like it'd be about as bad if they made like a Hunchback Christmas special. Oh, he could do like Carol of the Bells, but it's like the big bell. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. I put this in here for you because I don't know much about it.
Once Upon a Christmas, I like it. It's computer animated.
Is it?
Yeah. It's got...
Wait, no.
Once Upon a Christmas?
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Not the Twice Upon a Christmas.
Once Upon a Christmas.
I thought it was the one where like Goofy and Max is still a kid.
Yeah, it's computer animated.
I don't think it's computer animated. I'm Googling
it is.
I'm Googling. All right.
Because I just watched this the other day with my class.
You tell us about it.
But there's multiple stories. The first one's Donald Duck and Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Isn't it kind of based off of House of Mouse? Like that variety show that they did?
No.
Okay, never mind.
This is a thing on its own.
Sorry.
I loved House of Mouse when it was on. I was a big fan of it. Oh, I guess it was. Dang. Sorry, everybody.
No, it's okay. Oh, wait, I remember this. They're wishing on the star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Donald and Huey, Louie, and Dewey, they all have Christmas, but they wish that Christmas would keep happening.
Yeah, and then they hate it because it's like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, also, they wound up like ruining Christmas, and Donald gets very pissed off. And then the other story is Goofy and Max, and Goofy trying to prove to Max that Santa is real.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Santa
is real.
And he like dresses up like Santa.
Yeah, Max dresses up as Santa Claus.
Oh, that is good. That's really good. We watched that last year. I forgot about it.
Mickey and Minnie get presents for each other, but they don't have enough money for where they work all the time.
Yeah, and don't they trade in the
the thing that they...
Classic story.
Yeah.
That's from
love.
something.
It's the comb story. Which they do that in Futurama. They make a joke of that story in that episode that I wrote.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're like, oh, I got you these combs. That's why I sold all my hair. And then like the person that they're giving it to, they turn around and say, I sold my hair too to get you these combs.
Jesus. Oh my God.
But it's based off of a story about these two people, and the woman has beautiful hair. And the man gets her combs. I can't remember what he gets. I don't think it's combs. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Doesn't he sell his like kidney or something?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
She's like,
I learned about this in middle school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he said, I got you these beautiful combs for your beautiful hair. And like, I think she had a hat on or something.
Yeah.
And she takes it off. She said, well, I sold my hair to get you a gift.
What did he sell?
I can't remember.
Nothing, because he's an ungrateful little fuck. He's a man. Men don't have to give up anything.
Well, I can't remember what she got him and what he gave up to get her those combs. I can't remember.
So what do you think? Mickey's One Spot on Christmas?
Nah.
Nah?
I love it. I enjoy it. Sorry.
Apparently it's a movie.
Huh?
It said it's a movie.
It's short.
Yeah. I feel like it'd have to be. We are back, and we are joined by a special guest today, Miss Vivian Marie. Hi, Vivian.
Can you say hi?
So we are going to wrap this up real quick. We, of course, have whittled down all of ours to both lists here. So I'm going to compare the lists. We both have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph, Hey Arnold, Recess, The Office, Ted Lasso, The Constant, Community, Friends, Christmas in the Car. I don't have that one. And you don't have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. You don't have Tiny Toons, and you don't have Bluey.
I put Christmas Swim.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay. All right, so the ones that we don't have on here, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Tiny Toons, and Christmas in the Car. I'm good to remove both of mine. Tiny Toons and MMPR.
Okay.
I don't think they're classics. How do you feel about Christmas in the Car?
You can take it off.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So now this list should be the whole list. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we need 10 only. So I guess out of these, which do you think would be like the lowest on the list? We've got, well, let's kind of put a few. I think How the Grinch definitely makes it. Mm-hmm. Charlie Brown definitely makes it. Rudolph definitely makes it. I think Friends probably makes it.
Yes.
And Mickey's Christmas Carol. And then Guardians and Olaf, I would say definitely make it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can pick 3 more. So we've got Hey Arnold, Recess, The Office, Ted Lasso, The Constant, Community, and Bluey. Which do you think? We got Hey Arnold, Recess, The Office, Ted Lasso, The Constant, and Community, and Bluey. So of
Bluey.
those, you think Bluey gets on there?
Yes.
Okay. So we can get 2 more.
Ted Lasso.
Really, you think Ted Lasso? I was thinking The Office over Ted Lasso. As far as just classic wise.
Well, I was going to say both The Office and Ted Lasso, to be honest.
So we lose The Constant and Community, Recess, and Hey Arnold. I'm okay with that. Because, like, The Constant is fantastic, but, I mean, I don't load it up every Christmas or anything, you know?
And you wouldn't tell somebody, hey, just load up this
Right.
episode. It's all about Christmas from Lost.
All right. So here's our current list, and then we'll rank it. We've got How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Office, Ted Lasso, Friends, Bluey, Mickey's Christmas Carol, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. What do you think is the worst on here? Or not the worst, but the lowest on the list.
I'm going to say Rudolph.
Lowest?
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
I'm just... Wow.
If you don't agree.
No, I mean, I'm writing it down. I think I'd be closer to putting like, hold on, maybe like Olaf. I like Olaf, don't get me wrong, but like, well, okay, let's work this out. We know Charlie Brown's going 1, right? I mean, you feel good about that. All right. Number 2, I feel like
It would either be Guardians of the Galaxy
or
or
where do you think Grinch falls? Do you think it's top 5 or bottom 5?
I'd say bottom 5.
Bottom 5? Okay, bottom 5. I put Olaf's probably in the bottom 5. Mickey's Christmas Carol I put in top 5.
Okay.
Guardians, I guess, top 5. Bluey, you think top 5?
Oh, that's hard. Because of The Office and Ted Lasso.
I think I put Office top 5.
Okay.
And then, let's see, we've got, how many? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you put Bluey. And Ted Lasso is like probably number 6. Okay, so we'll look at the bottom here. So we got Olaf's Frozen Adventure, Ted Lasso, Rudolph, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
We'll put a 6 next to Ted Lasso because I agree with you on that.
Okay. Oh, we didn't rank Friends.
Oh.
I guess let's put Friends top 5. Let's change Bluey to 7.
Okay.
Right after Ted Lasso?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. If you think that's 1, and we'll put Guardians at number 2.
Yes.
And we'll put number 3. We got either The Office, Mickey's Christmas Carol, or Friends. I would say
Mickey's Christmas
Yeah, that's
Carol.
what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
What? Oh, did you learn how to press that? Cool.
And then, let's see. So 4 and 5, we've got The Office and Friends. I think I would put Office.
Yeah.
And then Friends.
Yes.
Okay. Then Ted Lasso. Then Bluey.
Grinch.
You think Grinch after Bluey?
No. I'd say Olaf.
Olaf after Bluey? Let's see here. Then the last 2, we've got Grinch and Rudolph?
Rudolph's 10. So the Grinch would be 9.
Okay. All right, so let's put this in order. So, everybody, this is your new top 10 Christmas episodes and specials. Hopefully awesome list. Number 10, Rudolph. Number 9, The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Number 8, Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Number 7, Bluey, Christmas Swim. Number 6, Ted Lasso. Number 5, Friends, the one with the holiday armadillo. Number 4, The Office, Benihana Christmas. Number 3, Mickey's Christmas Carol. Mickey's Christmas Carol. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special. And number 1, Charlie Brown Christmas. That is our ranking of top 10. All right, so last we will go over the audience picks real quick. You want to get down? What do you think, Viv? What's your favorite Christmas special? All right, we had 2 responses here, so thank you for reaching out to us, everybody. Again, if you would like to reach out, be sure and follow us over at Twitter, at Hopefully Awesome. Also on our YouTube channel, you can see these posts, as well as any of the other places that we post.
I know her favorite. Tell him. Okay. Alvin.
We didn't put the Chipmunk Christmas on here.
Well, that would be Viv's pick.
Yeah. All right. We got Billy Oakenshield wrote in and said, we asked to list your top 10 favorite Christmas specials or episodes. Or, I'm sorry, up to 10. You're fine. I'll mute your audio. It'll be fine. You don't have to do it. I'll do it. So we got Billy Oakenshield's up to 10 list. He's got A Charlie Brown Christmas, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Friends, the one with the holiday armadillo, The Office, Benihana Christmas, The Office, Moroccan Christmas. That's the one. Fun. Yeah. Isn't that the one where Michael tries to take what's her name to alcoholic, like to get sober? Yeah. Arrested Development, Afternoon Delight. I do not remember that one. I need to look that up. The West Wing, Noel. I believe we watched that one. And Sherlock, A Scandal in Belgravia. Belgravia. Yeah, that's the Christmas one. I could not remember. Thank you for writing those in, Billy Oakenshield. We appreciate it. Yes, honey. And next up we got from Brett, a.k.a. Enigma 9011. The 10 they listed, up to 10, was the Rankin Bass ones will always hold a special place in my heart. Rudolph, Frosty, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and my favorite, The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Aw, that one is good too.
Yeah, those are good. Hey, what's up? You want to get down? Get down. Hey, can you tell them bye? Can you tell everybody bye?
Look, do you see yourself?
All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for us this week. Thank you for watching. We hope you all enjoyed this. Remember, if you'd like to get this ad-free and early, you can get it over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where we also have exclusive content, board games, videos, all kinds of fun stuff. Remember, if this is your first time, be sure and subscribe. You can rate us on iTunes. You can rate us on Spotify. You can leave us a thumbs up. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Yeah, that's going to be it, everybody. Thank you for watching this. We hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, thanks for watching. As always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Can you say bye?
Bye.